Welcome to the eMpTy podcast. Myself, Mr Wileycat DJ, and this week next to me we have...
Man like Tongo, you don't know, I'm in the building. What on?
We've had a bit of a reshuffle of the seats this week, and there's a reason why. And next to him we have...
Man like Citrus. Yaga yo, 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 yo. Choo, 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 choo.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. You can use that bit.
Man even has a remix for that as well. So, the reason why we have a reshuffle is because we have a special guest in the building. And the special guest is...
What's up, people? It's your boy Lateef Lovejoy, aka the Love Prince. That's right.
The Love Prince.
Yeah, man. Bringing the love out here, man.
Trouble.
The L to the L.
Trouble.
The Love
LL, yeah?
You know? The real LL. Not LL Cool J. The real LL.
LL Cool Teeth. You know what I mean?
Teeth the name LL.
Taking my things.
Teeth the name.
You see the way you see that word?
You see? Honestly.
Double, triple
I used to
layered.
get terrorized at school because of that name, you know. Oh my gosh. The remixes had remixes, man. It was mental.
fair enough.
I can imagine.
So, very quickly, because as you're the guest in the building, as we are very hospitable,
Yes.
who are you? What do you do? Why are you here?
Yeah, man. So my name's Lateef Lovejoy, actor, comedian, creator, writer. And I'm here to this vibes, man, because we got back a long way, man. So it's always nice to kind of recollect and just bring back the nostalgia and the love and, you know, talk about, you know, what's happening, what's popping on the scene. I've been very busy, you know, praise be to God, man. I've been doing a lot of stuff, a lot of stand-up, a lot of acting. I got something that's popping that is going to be recognizable soon. So yeah, all is well, man. Just working.
Is that an exclusive that we're getting an exclusive?
Sounds like it to me.
Sounds like it to me.
I'm just saying, it's something to do with Arsenal Football Club, and I can't say anything more.
Ooh.
That's all I'm saying.
It's already good.
That's all
It's
I'm
already
saying.
good.
Well,
Goodness.
because I follow certain people's socials, I'm aware that you interviewed or you was in a picture with somebody recently. Is it anything to do with that?
It is, and actually,
Who? Don't, I didn't see it.
Don't gatekeep, bro.
All I'm going to say is number 14.
yeah,
Organized
There you
crime.
go.
Lot of mercy.
There you go.
number
There you go.
13, yes,
Number 14.
Wait, I hope you're saying it's not Walcott, though.
No.
No.
I'm not Jordan Henderson because it's not the Gooners.
No.
Go on.
It's from a small country called France, and that's all I can say.
That's all I can say.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Or
man.
isn't it Martinique? But
You
all
know?
right, let's go.
Exactly.
That's lit.
He's quick. I like it. He's quick.
And on top of that, I'm aware that you're currently was or are still on tour.
Yeah, man. Wahala comedy show. Wahala is, if you guys don't know about Wahala is basically Africa meets the Caribbean in a massive comedy clash. It's been going on for some time now. So I'm sort of one of the latest sort of comedians on the tour. So we're kind of multi-city. So we're doing London, Birmingham. We've got Bristol coming up. We have Leeds. We've got Cardiff. Yes, there are a few black people in Cardiff. I've counted the Nigerians there. There's one or two. You get me? Yeah, so that's basically what it is. It's a big brand. Everyone kind of knows it. And big up to the promoters, big up to White Yardie. Sure many people know who White Yardie is. And big up to all the comedians that are on there, man. I mean, yeah, it's a sick show, man.
So, quick question. Did it start in London?
Yeah, Wahala's been going on since...
I mean, the tour that you're doing.
Yeah. So it
Is
started
it
in
going
London.
back there? But as part of the tour, is it out of
So
London
the next
now?
Wahala is in London is going to be on the 31st of October.
31st of
So
October, okay.
between...
Halloween!
Yeah, I'm telling you, Halloween special. That's going to be
Halloween.
mad. So we're going to Bristol, we're going to Cardiff, and we're going to Leeds. And we've already been to Birmingham. Birmingham on Sunday was just... Listen, Birmingham, yeah, man. I got nothing but love for Birmingham, man.
Nice.
Brummies know how to have a good time, fam.
Nice.
Like, they do.
Birmingham.
They get down. You know what I'm saying? They get down, man.
All I want to know is Africa winning?
No,
Yeah.
negative.
He said yai.
you see-
That's
you
not
see-
a word.
you see-
In the dictionary, if you look yai, Y-I-A-H-I,
It don't exist.
Yai,
Yeah.
you have to go to the LL section.
No.
Then say, what word
Jamaicans
did he
be coming out, man.
All right.
Jamaicans be coming out.
Not even
And I
Caribbean,
like
you know,
it.
just
I
to make it
like
by
it
itself.
because they be coming out representing, and I like it. You know, the Nigerians, the Ghanaians, the Sierra Leoneans, South Africans, they're there, they're coming through. You know, but yeah, Jamaicans do kind of dominate the audience demographic. You get me?
Yeah.
Which is nice though, because a lot of my stuff kind of pertains to their culture as well. So like I do like a lot of mimicking and stuff. And there was a couple of jokes that I dropped on Saturday, and they were like, "Yeah, man, this dude is hilarious." As a Nigerian, they were like, "Yo, yeah, that was tough."
So, when you go to each city, is it like just one night? Is it a couple nights? How?
One night, yeah. So we just do literally one night in Birmingham, one night Leeds, one night Bristol. And I think as the brand expands, I think we're gonna probably, multiply that. I think a bit more. I think Wahala's got a space where that can definitely be happening. Yeah. So a lot of recognizable comedians that have done it before: Axel, Richard Blackwood, Slim, Curtis Walker, myself, Kojo. So yeah, it's a big, really, really good brand as well, man. And the level's always really, really high.
Yeah,
as well.
I used to go to it when it was like a only London.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Back when it first started out, I used to go there all the time. To be in that Hammersmith a lot, innit?
Yeah. Then they moved it to the Indigo too because the demand is too high.
Yeah, the Indigo.
Nice.
People
People wanted
Indigo
to
as well.
come to that. You
I
get
used to go to Indigo as well. Yeah, it's vibes.
Which I personally really, really love. Being from the UK as well, like Nigerian heritage, British Nigerian. I love the fact that we can have our artists.
Are you British Nigerian or Nigerian?
That's the question.
Yeah,
are you British or are you Nigerian?
Well, put it this way.
That wasn't my question. My question was actually, are you British Nigerian or are you Nigerian British?
I'm a Nigerian British, absolutely. I come from my parents, so and put it this way, my Nigerian culture and my UK culture are pretty much simultaneous.
Right.
So as much as I'm a Brit, when I travel doing comedy internationally, I'm a thoroughbred Nigerian as well. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So a lot of my...
But when you go to Nigeria, is it look at the British guy?
What it is until I open my mouth. And I start talking like them, man. Yes. Then they know what's happening. You get it?
Why they don't speak like that? All right, let's go.
Because Nigerians are always like, where are you from? There's always that question that they always ask you, they always want to kind of know if you speak with a British accent, they're always kind of inquisitive as to, but then we've got a diaspora in the UK where it's like, we're British Nigerians and we merge the two cultures together in the exact same way, as much as we have a portion of chips, right? You know what I mean? We'll be chopping out jollof rice at the same time. You get?
Okay.
So we'll be doing that.
Yeah, Wiley.
So, Rain is not here, unfortunately. So we are gonna do Rain's Roundup. But,
sorry, how rude am I?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't share his socials.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yes, social media at Lateef Lovejoy. On Instagram, Facebook is at Lateef Lovejoy, at Lateef Lovejoy, TikTok, and then my official website, lateeflovejoy.com.
Are you on YouTube as well? Are you on YouTube as well?
I'm on YouTube. I got a little few things on YouTube. I'm gonna actually, I want to actually launch a proper YouTube channel again soon. I'm just building up my content, but I mean, for now, a lot of people interact with me via sort of like Instagram and stuff, so they send me a lot of love. So.
Spell your socials for them as well.
LATEF LOVEJO to the Y.
Do you know what? I have to big up Lateef,
in that, okay? Just so you know.
I have to big up Lateef, because there was a time I was watching, this was a couple of years ago, I was watching the TV and then an advert came on. I'm like, hold on, I know this guy. I know this guy. And I saw you was doing you'd been like a trainer or something. And the big chain and I said, nah, this guy.
I remember that.
Moving, bro.
That was for U-Switch, man.
U-Switch, that's
right. I remember that.
Which was mad because they wanted an American, bro. They were adamant on getting an American. So in my audition, I went up with a couple of American comedians that I know that I work with in this country. A guy called Tony Law, a couple of there's this big other hench American dude.
Tony Law,
his name.
I heard that name.
He's Canadian, but he's kind of like very kind of zany, kind of like a real comedic actor. And then there was another dude as well, Stanley, I think his name was, quite a really big guy, proper American as well. And I went up there and I said, you know what, I'm just gonna go in here and just try and just do my thing, man, and just give them the energy, because whenever I get sort of breakdowns for characters, I'm sort of very particular as to how I'm gonna present it. So when I was in there now, I was just kind of like, they were telling me, improvise this scene, improvise that scene. And I kind of knew that I was in there when they said, oh, do you mind staying around? Because we have a few other actors and can we pair you with them? And that's when I kind of knew that, because by that time, everyone else had went home, innit? So my agent called me and she was like, I'm in. Yeah, she got Lateef, like, you're not confirmed yet, but it's looking good. And I was like, yeah, okay,
good.
Cool. Yeah.
Nice. Congratulations.
Yeah,
Well done.
thank you, bro. man.
Indeed. So this is Rain's Roundup, which you had an ad lib for last week. What was the ad lib? Can you remember what it was?
Of course, can.
What was it?
Range Roundup. What are you talking about?
So shouts out to
That's
Rain,
funny.
shouts out to Buddy, shouts out to Cirilli. Rain's Roundup, we're gonna continue the norm of that for this week.
However,
And go on.
since Wiley's presenting it, it's called Wiley's Wheelups.
Jeez.
Yeah?
Come on.
You have to remember that. All right.
Yes.
So,
yes.
so in the news right now, Wireless, Kanye West.
Yay.
So Wireless had got Kanye West. Did you hear the yay again? Wireless had Kanye West as the headline act for this year. It has now been cancelled.
1 second.
Kanye
Sold out
out.
in 1 hour.
Yes. Kanye West was the guy who was going to headline all, I think it was 3 days. However, the British government, led by the Prime Minister Keir Starmer, has said that he shouldn't have got a visa in the first place. He has not been given a visa because he couldn't secure a visa. The actual festival event has now been cancelled.
Jeez.
Question to ask is, should the event have been cancelled for one? Should Kanye West have been allowed a visa for two?
Why isn't he allowed a visa?
Do you know the first thing that popped into my head before anything else, right? Was I was kind of thinking to myself, surely they must have like an alternative act. Just in case of anything happening, illness, hospitalization, whatever the case may be. So that's what first popped into my head. But then should they have cancelled the whole of Wireless? I mean, people be losing businesses, people be losing money, people be brands that wanted to do promotional work there, that's gone down the drain. It's a madness.
So who would you think as a good alternative?
You see, now that's a good question. That is a very good question because they've had a lot of big hitters over the years, right?
Yeah.
So some people are talking about Cardi B online. Is Cardi B capable of doing 3 nights at Wireless? I don't really know. But then who else pops into mind? Drake, but he's been here recently.
I would say Chris Brown.
Yeah, Chris Brown's another one that could have done it. They
I'd
could
say
have
Chris
even
Brown
done
and Usher, mate.
that would have been dope. They could have done a merger where they could have maybe merged Burna Boy with Davido and then maybe had a US artist or vice versa. So I reckon that there was alternatives they could have done. But I just feel that, in the UK, again, there's this double standard thing all the time.
Which I do want to touch into because the reason why Kanye West was denied a visa was because he's previously made anti-Semitic remarks. There's a lot of talk about those sorts of things as to why he shouldn't be allowed a visa, and he's made a lot of hateful speech, to be clear. But the questions, like I said, the reason I was asking, should he have been allowed a visa? Should he have been allowed to perform? Because we've had other people who've made hateful speech. Namely, we've had the guy who owns X. What's his name again? The richest man in the world. I forgot his name now.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. Thank you. He made a lot of speech that could be deemed as hateful, could be deemed as racist, but he was here for the Unite the Kingdom March was it not last year? So the question then becomes, is it a thing that Kanye shouldn't have been allowed to attend? Citrus, what's your view?
On the face of it, he shouldn't have been allowed in the first place. It shouldn't have got to the point where, because obviously Wiley it's probably the biggest festival in the UK outside of Glastonbury and Notting Hill Carnival. So they would have made an application for his visa prior to announcing him. It was granted. You have to think to yourself, what's happened through this process that now we're like, actually, he can't come. Because if you watch the sequence of events, it was things like Pepsi have pulled their sponsorship deal. When Pepsi pulled their sponsorship deal,
some next company, something.
Yeah, a couple others of the key sponsors pulled their deal.
They'll follow suit still.
And then when they started pulling their deals, then the rumblings started to take place. And that's when the British government then stepped back inside, namely the Home Office. And I I mean, obviously, definitely Keir Starmer is the head of state, so you take the licks. But there is who is the? Can you just check who is the leader of the Home Office? It's I think initial is S and M.
To be clear,
Shamud.
To be clear, the managing director of the festival did say Kanye West's visa to enter the UK had been issued in the last few days. This was yesterday, and then now it's been cancelled.
As his point states.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, it's now pressure. There's a pressure behind what's going on and why it's gone on. Now, some of the things Kanye West has done, I can't forgive. Do you get what I mean? Like the things that he said about
Shabana Mahmood. That's that's right.
Some of the things he's done, I can't forgive. However, he's definitely a very well established and renowned artist. And if you take away some of his brokenness, his art stands on its own. And I will never disagree with that.
Yeah.
The difference is, for me, is when you base your life and your profile on being outlandish, you have to understand being outlandish comes with outlandish consequences. And one of them being you were never awarded a visa in the first place, I could accept and understand. However, being awarded a visa and then saying, because everyone else is saying it's not right, we're now going to take it away, says to me that the government, whoever it is, Shamida, Mahmood, whoever it is on there's a puppeteering.
Someone with the agenda wrote a little memo and said, bruv.
To me, it's always an agenda. To me, my whole thing is, I mean, everyone's got their reservations about Kanye, whether you're pro-Kanye or anti-Kanye, My whole thing is you have to keep things consistent in it, because I know for a fact there's loads of people from various other races that have done way more, more inflammatory things, and they've never had anywhere near the circumstances that, visa, denying someone entry to the UK. I mean, there's people that have done worse things than that and have still been able to make money here, process a tour here, do various things here.
Exactly.
So I just think the double standard thing is what kind of is pissing a lot of people off.
A lot of people.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? So it's kind of like, well, like, if you really, really look at it, okay, there's controversial elements of Kanye, we know that, but there's also a demand. And usually the demand outweighs a lot of that sometimes. You know what I mean? If we're talking about like the capitalist society that we're living in and stuff. And especially a festival as fundamental as Wireless as well, because Wireless is, as you say, brother, it's up there. It's well renowned. I remember last year people were flying in from Mexico to go there, and I was meeting people from San Francisco, and I was like, wow. Did you get me?
Did you go last year?
Yeah, no, I went last year, man.
How was it?
You know what I mean? It was lit.
What day did you go? Both days?
I went both days, but I was kind of passing through because I was with a couple of artists, like come through. So
it was
an in and out. It was an in and out.
Me and the mandem. All right.
I know someone who works in PR that sometimes gets festival things and this, that, and the other. But yeah, man, I just that's what
bringing for the mandem. Like, you can't be just. I know someone that does. You sit on the couch, bro. Unless there needs to be some. Bring me in, bruv. That man could. Anyway, but all right. We'll talk.
But that's the thing that kind of just doesn't really sit well with me. Do you understand? It's like why is it that certain other people are allowed to be geniuses in their non-conformist way?
As soon as you add a double standard. The crazy thing is you open the door to everything else.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
As soon as you say, well, actually, you can come, no, you can't come, the next controversial person that steps up, as soon as they get access, the backlash, the uproar, it's going to be too much.
It's crazy, man.
And we base this, the law is based on freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
This is what I'm saying. It's...
And I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying I agree, but he apologized. He said, "Do you know what? He's medically diagnosed as bipolar," and that's it. You can use this however you wish. Do you get what I mean? I'm not turning around saying it is happening or it isn't happening. We just have to accept it. Furthermore, he said, actually, what I said I don't agree with. I'm willing to sit down with Jewish leaders and we can sit down and have these conversations. Yeah. Now, I saw on a news report earlier on today, and it said that if this is actually a Christian country, because this is the values that our laws are based on, Christian values, then there should be a space to be able to repent, there should be a space to be able to forgive, and there should be a space to be able to forget and move on.
Absolutely.
And if you are not going to allow someone to do those things, to say whatever you did 10 years ago, 2 weeks ago, whatever, is full and final, and this is your repercussion of your actions, then here you go. I just think, as you said, clearly, it's a very slippery slope.
Yeah.
So Tongo,
well.
just to throw the question towards you, because one thing that has been it's been doing the rounds on the socials, is that it's recognised Kanye West has got bipolar disorder, and he has he's explained he's got it. He said that the anti-Semitic remarks were manic episodes, etc., etc. However, what some of the social responses have been, hold on a second, at the BAFTAs however long ago, someone also made
just
comments.
in my head.
Now, I'm not saying everything is like for like, but there is a lot of question as to why are we accepting of a mental illness in one aspect, but in another. What's your view?
That is a good point. To me, I think they need to be equal and level across the board. What's good for the goose should be good for the gander.
Absolutely.
It shouldn't be that, well, this person did this, but I don't know, we don't like what he said. This person said that, but I don't know, we're not so offended by that, so it's okay. The offense should be the same, the repercussions should be the same, the action should be the same. So, in regards to Kanye, especially as the person that's apologized, because the situation that you're talking about, did the person who did it even apologize?
He didn't. No, he didn't apologize. He explained what his situation
what
was,
the condition
was, but didn't actually apologize for what was said.
Didn't apologize for what was said to the public. Didn't apologize for what was said to the people that he said it that was there. But it's okay.
You know what I think it is? I think it's often a thing where it's kind of like, I think what determines how things are dealt with is the backlash that people are going to get in it.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes as a black community, we don't always, and I think it's a bit of a cultural thing, and I think it's just the establishment and how things are set up here, as opposed to say America, for example. Because I feel in America, if we're going to use an example of America, they speak up. Black people have a lot of social power over there. So if they feel that something has been unjust, they don't really mind burning down a whole borough to prove a point in it. Like they would actually do things. Whereas I think over here, we're not quite in a position where we can really be sort of like that forthright when it comes to certain things yet. I do feel we're getting there though. And I think that's the issue. So I think that, the governmental people now, they're going to kind of be in a position where it's like, they can do that because they know that the repercussions are not going to be anything.
Also, what I don't like about here,
like that.
What else I don't like about here is the complaint action always seems to be start a petition. Not many people want to sign the petition, A. But B, I went on a tour of the government, the section of the government buildings that deals with the petition, and they said that for them to even think about the petition, it has to have 10,000 signatures.
I'm telling you.
That's the first thing. That doesn't mean it gets actually put into questions. It's got to get to, I think,
100,000.
100,000 for it to be whatever question you want to ask
what will happen
is allowed to be.
Your MP will lobby Parliament on your behalf with 100,000. I mean, some MPs will do it with much less, but with 100,000, you can then request your MP to bring this to the House.
But the House will not even consider it at all, no matter what it is, if it doesn't have 100,000 signatures.
Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous, bro.
Straight away. And like the tour was telling, I said, what? And all the time we're doing petitions, no wonder they don't get nowhere, because no one wants to complete them.
Right, I'll tell you what's even madder than that, is the rate that technology is going. So you open your phone now, Virgin, you scroll down, you're getting plethoras of messages every single day in it. You're getting messages through Facebook, Insta, X, wherever the case may be. So there comes a certain point where you switch off because you're so used to getting all those messages. What's the petition in that whole backlog of what you're getting on your phone on a daily basis? It's not even going to be something that you can focalize on and be like, okay, shit, boom, this is important. So that's another thing. So even how it's filtered, it's in a grey area.
Wiley.
So jumping on, and it's funny because you've jumped onto the next thing that I actually wanted to talk about, which is Oracle, computer company, technology company. They're reportedly getting rid of 30,000 jobs.
Jesus, Lord.
To invest more into AI and tech infrastructure.
Wait.
So
Wait, so let me hear that again.
They're getting rid of
They're getting rid of
30,000
them
jobs
so they can use the money
to
for
invest
AI.
into AI.
Yeah.
So not that they've invested in AI and AI is replacing these people.
Nope, they get right.
To invest in AI. Bro.
Nah,
So
that is a mockery.
So my question, as a broader question, is AI replacing people? Are people replaceable? And furthermore, the big question is any job safe in the AI era? Now I'm throwing that to Lateef because Lateef is the stand-up comedian. Do you ever see a day where they're gonna have an AI stand-up comedian?
Ain't no robot replacing me, bro. Ain't no hello. Let me do your leader. That ain't replacing. That ain't replacing me. You know what? You know it's so mad. That's funny. It's so mad, yeah, because in the entertainment industry, I feel that because there's so many natural creatives in it, there's natural writers, there's directors, there's artists, there's actors, there's comedians who just create their own stuff, just write their own material, do that kind of. They're really like not really on that AI thing like that, you know. They look at it more like something that is going to enhance what they do, and that's how AI should be actually treated. For example, in America, they had a strike a couple of years ago where AI was kind of taken over, and there was a lot of stuff that was getting developed through AI, and the Actors Union were like, "What's going on here?" And they literally I had a big strike, and Hollywood was shut down for months.
I remember that.
Yeah, so I feel that it depends on the industry. You know, unfortunately, if you're doing like a government-based job, you just kind of see the pattern. You see what's going to start happening now. You've already seen it with even our transport system now, where back in the day you would have people working in offices and you'd be able to talk to someone, they'll print out a ticket for you and this, that, the other. Now it's Oyster card. Everything is just programmed through tapping on this, that, the other, by which they actually make a lot of money through the default of people getting overcharged when they tap on their Oyster card. That's actually yes.
You got
yeah. So that's actually like a financial loophole. So.
But wait.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, go
on. Listen. We know AI is on its way.
On its way.
You don't listen. It's not there. You think it's there. It's not there. We're still in beta mode. It's still fully in testing mode.
Yeah, for real.
It's not here.
Fair enough.
When it's here, there'll be no train drivers. There'll be no ticket inspectors. There'll be no gas man.
There'll be no stand-up comedians.
You know what it is?
Stand-up comedians.
Do you know what's very interesting about it? It's not even about stand-up comedians per se. It's things like action films. Unnecessary. You don't need a stuntman. So what? I can just... And then now you're going to jump out the window and land on your neck.
But you know what my thing is, though?
Wait 1 second. So, if we don't really get our head around, 1 second, if you aren't doing a direct skilled trade, where your direct skill is required, every job is under threat. Bus driver, taxi driver, delivery driver, every skill is under threat. So therefore, what you need to be able to do is place yourself into a position where you are either organizing the AI or the AI is feeding into whatever you are trying to achieve.
You know, that's totally correct, yeah. But what I think about AI is I think a couple of things, right? We often think that it's going to dominate every single thing, which it will dominate a lot of things, don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, it's still artificial intelligence. People still need to have that connection in the human form. Until we become 100% robotic, we're still going to need that connection.
Lateef, you're living in 1984.
But what I'm saying is though, I think how AI for me is the best aid of AI is very simply to enhance what it is that you're doing. Okay, for example, boom, I want to write a comedy special. I need ideas for something. If I go into ChatGPT and put down ideas
or any other AI platform,
that's what AI, or any other AI platform, that's what AI should really be used for. Okay, cool. There's someone is on the verge of maybe having some kind of critical disease. AI should be used to detect and aid how they can actually get rid of potential diseases. You know what I'm trying to say? So what I'm saying in a nutshell is AI could be fantastic in the right hands. The problem is If it gets into the wrong hands, we're going to have another Hollywood situation where people are like, wow, you're taking the mick. You're having, you understand? Things like transportation. Yeah. Things like transportation and stuff like that. I kind of get that in a way because soon they're going to have driverless cars, bro. They already have driverless cars in America, bro.
Yes.
They're here.
Yes, in here. You sit in the car will navigate you to wherever you want to go.
They are here.
Yeah.
Uber is the first sort of inkling into that kind of transportation.
I think it's called Waymo.
Yeah, something like that.
Waymo's already in the city.
That's gonna be big. Soon. Driver's licenses are gonna be extinct. Most people aren't gonna need them anymore in the next say 10 to 15, 20 years.
No,
so that's my thing.
I think people are always going to want to drive.
They're always gonna want exactly that.
So
there's gonna be the option of them
you
maybe
say
using
that. How nice is it on a train? Like if you got to do what? You sit on the train, tap, 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 tap. This station is Bond Street. Your next stop is Liverpool Street. All of a sudden, I can be on my laptop doing my thing, not even focusing on what's going on.
Yeah.
I do it on the trains anyway. Now I can do it in a car. You think people are going to be on it, bruv?
Yeah,
that's what's going to happen.
Yeah,
what I'm saying is, when it comes down to where humans live in the AI world or AI live in the human world, we need to understand certain positions are under threat.
Yeah, it's getting crazy. Yeah.
And because it's under threat, you need to be able to establish yourself and get your children to establish themselves to be able to operate in this world that is becoming more and more automated. So for anyone working in IT industries that programs and whatever else the case is, learning a programming language is now obsolete. Because you can ask a computer program to write a brand new program to be able to deal with X, Y, and Z and give me a brand new comedian. Do you get what I mean?
No, it's true. It's true.
So the question really is, I suppose I'll ask everyone around the room, what job would you say is safe from AI?
I definitely think, and I'm not being biased because I'm an entertainer. Get me? But I think, given the fact that, obviously the strikes in LA, given the fact of the boom of stand-up, the way stand-up is moving mad right now. Comedians are rock stars these days. There's certain men that are touring, that are banking multi-millions of pounds. What pop stars are doing in the 80s, 90s, comedians are doing now. So I still feel that there's always going to be that need for that connection with musicians, with comedians. So I think to an extent that's safe. I do feel though that it will have a negative effect on some aspects of filming. For example, even things like film crews. They will be the people that may be the casualties because it's like, well, we got multi cameras. They're self-operating cameras. They can do that themselves. We got a green screen that can do that. So I do feel like it's the people that are the real heroes, as I call them, the ones that may suffer from that, unfortunately. But time will tell.
I disagree. So
who do you think is safe? Who do you think's job would be safe?
So before I respond to that, what's his name? Khaby Khaby? The TikTok guy.
Yes, yeah. I know
who guy?
The TikTok, this guy.
The TikTok guy.
Okay. Oh yeah. Khaby Lang.
Yes,
Khaby's Lang. Yeah, I know the guy.
Him.
So he sold the rights of himself for how much?
I think something like almost a couple of billion. I think.
Like 100-something million, whatever it is.
It was a lot.
So essentially, his image is now an AI image. There are people that follow AI bots thinking that they are real people. So to say your industry is safe, there is already an infiltration into the entertainment industry.
What I mean is, no, the aspect, it's different aspects of it. In terms of the live scene, I think that there's always going to be a need for live interaction. As long as we're humans, we're going to always want to have that. And that's evident with comedy tours now. Comedy tours are grossing multi-millions. When it comes to stuff like that, on the social media side, I totally agree with you.
Right.
That's where the infiltration of AI is going to become very apparent. But I still feel that, and this is the reason why, again, you see so many of these 90s revivals, Drew Hill coming back, Blackstreet, because they know that there's money on the live circuit. Do you get what I'm trying to say? They're always going to have a guarantee of touring live. So, and people want to see the human form of Joe singing those classic songs.
So to answer your
aspect.
Sorry, to answer your question, Wiley.
Yep.
I'm quite stumped, to be honest, to give you a true answer, because I think it sits in the skill industry. However, I also think that is limited.
Hmm.
So, for example, you can buy a machine that can build you a wall. So to say I'm a bricklayer doesn't necessarily give you carte blanche the next 50 years worth of industry, because there are machines that can build you a wall. To say you're a carpenter and you're going to insert door frames, there are the same machines that are building the walls that will now incorporate a door. And I'm not trying to diminish the industry itself. However, where I feel there is a space is through, as you said, direct human interaction. So what I mean when I say direct human interaction is you can have an online counselor, but if you want to go to a counseling session and speak to someone, this need is growing. People who are more in tune with their feelings and emotions want to be in a space with a human being. You'll get responses from AI that may feel like it's correct and right and righteous. However, it's not the same. So that industry for me is real. Like if you're in a hospital bed and a nurse comes along and takes your temperature and asks you how do you feel, and you respond in a way and you feel the presence of that person's soul, you already start healing. So to me, this type of industry, the care industry where someone is there, physically there, these industries for now are safe from AI. I'm not saying long term,
But they will be
but for
safer.
now.
But the thing is as well, people base AI companies base it on how people have reacted to mobile phones, how people have reacted to the shift in social media in it. So they're basing their longevity based on that. So my whole thing is the power is always with us. We just don't always utilize that power. Do you get me? If we're not using products and brands, they're not going to sell. So we need to find a way. If we feel that AI is diminishing certain prospects for us as human beings, then we need to lobby and be like, yo, this can't go on. Because the minute the people start saying we're not working, listen, let London have a strike tomorrow, bro. Listen, it's mayhem. There's millions of people trying to catch a bus. And
Okay, but
so we need to think about that.
That same strike in 15 years' time is cool. Bring out the AI cabs, the AI taxis, the AI trains, and the AI buses.
But the thing is,
and do your strike.
the thing is, we're predicting that though. We don't know that's going to actually be the case.
Very true.
We're predicting it, but it doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Tongo, what would be safe?
I'll go with my old industry, barbering, hairdressing, those things where you need
Do you know, I knew he was going to say that.
personal interaction that is necessary. So far, I haven't heard of, seen a robotic hairdresser or robotic barber, but with AI's development, there could be soon. Who knows?
You can let a robot cut your hair, fam.
No, I'm not. But that's what I'm trying to say. So I wouldn't.
Grade 1,
So
grade 2.
yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Think about that.
However, not one cut have my lined up.
Yeah, come on now, talk to them.
So I'm
right.
saying I don't know, but something like that I think can have longevity.
To answer that question though, 50 years ago, to turn and say to a warehouse worker that there'll be a machine picking up the box, moving it from here, taping it and putting it on the industrial line, that ain't gonna happen. So I just say we just have to be,
As I said, I did say I don't see. I did say it's not that it might not be possible in the future. I did say that.
fair.
So, very quickly, because you mentioned him, Khaby, and I just wanted to very quickly touch on to an alleged story. I say alleged because there's a lot of stories about whether this is true or not. So, allegedly, his wife has now filed for divorce after he got his image rights deal worth 975 million pounds.
This guy is
moving.
$1.5
million. However, he seems to have gone to the Ashraf Hakimi, the PSG guy.
Yeah,
he seems to have gone to his school of thought. Because allegedly he put all the money into his father's name.
Smart boy.
And
Very
now, allegedly,
and had 2% of his wealth in his own account.
So allegedly, it is now the case where she will have to pay him $10 million herself.
A share of her 10 million Bank balance.
Bank balance.
Yeah, Ross. Yeah.
My question is, in this day and age, should we trust our partners in that sort of circumstance? Why would you not put your money in your own name if you're going to marry someone?
Wait, was he married already, or did he get
He's
married after?
No, he's married now, and he's allegedly getting divorced.
So this
But
is
it's now transpired that the money was not in his name; it was in his father's name.
This is Khaby,
Yes.
yeah.
Would you put the
I would
money?
protect myself in some way.
Would you put your
So-
money in your name, or in
What
your
if I was
father's?
getting married to somebody?
Yes.
If you're married to someone already,
I'll look at a prenuptial agreement, man. I'll look at a prenuptial agreement, and I always say that if a woman really cares about you, loves you, she's not really going to be too they shouldn't really be too offended if you want to do a prenuptial agreement, because at the end of the day, when you marry somebody, what's yours is yours and what's hers is yours anyway. So you're gonna be a team, right? The whole concept of a prenuptial agreement is just to protect your assets, and that's primarily down to your offspring and future generations. That's why I'll protect my assets. It's not because of self-greed. You know, money is made to to spend and to also better generations and people that need to be or that can be in a position that you're in. To give, they always say, one of the commandments of God is to always be for example, if I speak to a Muslim, they call it a zakat, where they give money to the needy. So my whole thing is, whenever I have any amount of money, I'll always know that it is my duty to actually now reinvest that to the people that need it the most. So I will do my prenuptial agreement just based on that in it. So what I'm basically saying in a nutshell is I would do one. And I feel that if a woman is really with you, it shouldn't really matter, to be perfectly honest.
Tongo, and then Citrus, and then quickly going to move on.
remind me of the question.
Yeah.
The question being, would you put your money into your father, mother's name? And I suppose, to touch into what Lateef has just said, would you have a prenup?
I would definitely do something to protect myself. So I don't know if I'd put all of it or some of it in something for my children rather than myself. I don't think I'd put it in my parents because my father's passed away anyway. And we're getting ages now where our parents are soon going to be gone, unfortunately. So then what happens? You know what I mean? So probably best to put it for the generation that's coming up rather than the one that's leaving. And in regards to prenup, I think it would depend on my position in life at the time. I know that sounds crazy, but I mean, if I'm not a millionaire, it doesn't really matter. It's when I think it's when you're millionaires or hundreds of thousands or whatever, and you've got a lot of assets and a lot of money and a lot of to lose, and the fact that it always seems to be that the law sides with the mothers and always takes a higher percentage of what the father has. And it
I
does.
mean, we can't say mothers.
I'm sorry, of the other person, but in the most, sorry, partners, sorry, the wives, should I say, not mothers?
Right, okay.
Yeah, sorry. And the fact that it seemingly, now I'm not saying this is factual, but it seems to be that they side more with the wives. It seems to be that they side with more giving their wives much more of the husband's assets, money, etc. So, that being said, if you have a lot of that to lose, or that a lot of that's at stake, then I understand a prenup. But if you're an everyday man and you have just lived life and you're comfortable, but you're just comfortable and you're good and life's good, I don't know if there's really a need.
Citrus.
Over 500 million unsigned. Under, I wouldn't bother.
Quickly moving on. So, last week, there was an incident in Clapham Junction where there was large groups of teenagers that gathered in Clapham, and it seems they were gathering through social media, leading to rioting, chaos, shops being stormed, all sorts of behaviour, and it seemed to have been driven by online hype. So question is that bad parenting, or should we as a society take more of a hold on what is happening with our younger people?
I can tell you this right now. Ban social media for anyone under the age of 16 years old, bro.
They did that in Australia, isn't it?
Yes. The reason why I say that is because when you're born to when you're sort of 16, you're still kind of formulating who you are as a person in it. So like certain cognitive things that you have when you're born start developing. So those are very focal points of your life where your pre-GCSEs, for example, puberty, boom, boom, boom. So those are the times when you need to be the most interactive with people and discover who you are. You get me? So when you get to the age of 18 now, then yeah, you know, you should feel free to have social media, because now that can actually be an asset to you because you're maturer. You can use it to launch certain things, to aid what you want to do, to harness what you want to do. So you can use it as a manipulational tool. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But I think when you're under the age of that, it's just a gross distraction, and it just eliminates your social skills, your capabilities to interact with people and stuff like that. So I do think there should be a cut-off age for it. Yeah, absolutely, man.
Citrus.
Slippery slope. I definitely think the level of exposure is too high because the young minds are easily manipulated. Do you know what I mean? So I definitely think that. However, my 16-year-old child raiding a shop in Clapham, Lakeside, wherever else,
Anyway,
is my responsibility. Ultimately, because even if it was what was going on social media, I would hope my child would turn around and think, I ain't gonna do that. Do you know what I mean? So there is definitely, I think it comes down to the parents' responsibility.
I agree with that as well. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, there are some children who can't necessarily be directly controlled, and I appreciate and understand that. However, I think the signs are there way before the social media posts that came out to say, let's go Teeth Sweets from Clapham Junction, High Street.
That's actually so true, man. I'm not a parent yet, but I would definitely say, and I'm basing this on how my dad and my mum brought me up, like, it's about making certain things very natural from a very, very young age. So for example, when I started to learn how to walk, my dad was already like, had me in the kitchen, sucked me on the kitchen shelf where he was cooking, and said, okay, son, put that in the pot, put the onions there. Okay, grab that meat, put that meat in there. I'll go to the washing machine. My dad will be like, okay, open it, put the clothes in there. So by the time I was like 10, 11, these things just became natural.
You didn't even know.
I mean,
didn't even know. It's just, that's what happens.
Yeah, it's like training. It's like training a young baller. When you notice that, wow, my kid's kicking with 2 feet. Okay, he's using his left and his. Wow, that's a potential baller there. You start harnessing that. So, and that's about parenting, and I'm pretty sure you do that with your children as well. And I think once that's implemented, then I don't think social media really, really matters that much, because you've already innately got that now. That's just your upbringing. This is part of you. And I think it starts from that age. It starts from when you're born, bro.
And as soon as you turn around and negate that responsibility and allow social media to raise your children, the decisions that are made by those children, you just have to accept this was your choice. You made a choice to allow these things to happen. Because one of the things is, when I have, like, I don't live with my youngest, and when I have them, I ensure every activity is not based on phones, TVs, or the internet. So we're going to go to the farm, we're going to go to the park, we're going to go to the forest, we're going to go for a walk, we're going to learn to ride a bike, we're going to go into the garden and dig up worms, we're going to do something which isn't based on any form of electronic interaction. Don't get me wrong, there is a space for that, but I think to myself, it's so important to be able to keep that human space valid right in the middle of your relationship with your children, because as soon as you remove it, then whatever is then passed through whatever firewalls or whatever breaches that need to take place to get to your child's eyes and ears, you then have to turn around and navigate that. And that is much harder than let's go for a walk and let's count the amount of flowers that we see that are yellow, for example.
Yeah. Do you think like the sort of the method of parenting has changed a lot?
100%.
Absolutely.
Do you think that's partly to do with it?
In my opinion, parents are now so busy that spending time with your child is too expensive.
And it seems like it's another chore
Yeah,
rather than a
I've
pleasure.
heard that before from a lot of parents still.
So as a parent, what can you do? I can sit here with my son or my daughter and teach her how to read a book, or I can go and earn some money. The bills coming through the door means, am I going to sit down and teach you how to do this task, read this book, learn these words? Or let me go and earn money to keep the bills off the map. Do you get what I mean? So some people have to make those really difficult decisions. And I don't blame the majority of parents, but a lot of them are like, do you know what, at this point, I'm tired now.
Yeah.
Is that any different to when we were growing up though? If you think about our parents were doing, let's say 2-3 jobs or whatever it was. Is it the technology now makes things a bit different, but is it any different?
So before you jump to that, can I answer the previous question?
Yeah.
Go on.
Right. So in regards to, is it the parents' fault? Yes. Should we as a community be looking out for the youngers? Also yes. Because when we were younger, do you think we could do anything in front of adults?
Absolutely not.
Are you mad?
Any adult.
That's what I'm saying. Any adult.
Doesn't
Are you mad?
Do you know the crazy thing is, the greengrocer will be like,
I know your mum.
I know your mum.
Yep.
This is what I'm
One
gonna say.
time.
Immediate
One
beef.
time.
So this is what I'm gonna say.
Like you just
One time.
to the
bro.
greengrocer.
Right. So this is my point. So we as a community, we have got, as Dean said, Citrus said, sorry, we are so busy. People are so busy. They're like, it's not affecting me. It's not my child. I need to get to work. If I'm late for work, I'm gonna be put on a disciplinary. I can't be before to put disciplinary because I can't afford to do my job. And so they'll see a kid do something mad and ignore it.
It's not a problem.
And also, the other flip side of that is, children now have got so little respect for adults that, and they are so dangerous now. Like, you don't know what weapon they have on them. You've seen them with these zombie knives and all these things that they will pull out and slice a person, stab a person for nothing, like this. So at the same time, as an adult, you're like, I don't want to talk to that child, because if that child brings something out of me, I might be going back to my own children.
It's a little bit of a situation, isn't it?
It's tricky for me to talk to these children. And I don't know if you've seen, there was a clip, I think it was last week or the week before. There was some, sorry to bring up the colour, but there's some children, there's some youths on the Elizabeth line. And
I saw it.
And they was vaping.
Yes.
Right. On the train.
Saw it.
An elderly white gentleman was telling them, stop, you're not supposed to do it on the train, blah, 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 blah. They was not having it. They was rude. They was cussing him. They was swearing at him. A woman tried to step in, like, speak. They spat in the woman's face. So then some men got involved. They were trying to fight the men.
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
And eventually, the men just stepped up and dashed them off the train and like defended everyone. But the fact that they went back in down,
The audacity to do it in the first place.
They didn't care
There's
about
no fear factor no
They didn't
more,
care
bro.
about how many adults were actually on the train. They didn't care how much they was outnumbered by adults. They didn't care that there was even adults. They didn't care how, because it was a girl probably
in their mind,
like this, and the guy was probably like this.
Yeah.
They didn't care.
So in their mind, it was shut up.
Yeah.
And
in their mind, and they said it out loud.
No. The point I'm trying to make is shut up. And you felt validated to speak to someone like
In
that.
that manner.
And even more validated that me speaking to someone like that, no one else was going to get involved and back the person you're speaking to.
Yeah.
Whereas even if at my young age, if I'm beefing someone older than me and someone else older than me then says you're in the wrong, just the level of respect that's been installed, like a Windows backup was installed in me, I'll be like, well,
naturally,
even if me and him are arguing, which I probably shouldn't be doing, now another adult's got involved, I'm gonna hold my space.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's been removed.
That's been removed.
However, someone turned around and said, You always argue until you get punched in the face. I am Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
And when it happens,
That's the point.
But what if you can
That's the
fight?
point.
though?
And no,
That's crazy. But what if you can fight?
Yeah, but no
Find
one,
the point
but
of
no
the
one,
find us what moves on.
no
from
one's immune to that right hook they don't see, bruv.
amen.
No one's immune, but that's the
Amen.
punch that knocks you out.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? I think a couple of things quickly. Number one, I think that social media, going back to that again, is what often ignites that disrespect with kids because they see so many videos and they see a lot of videos.
Once again, on the video, just shut up, mum.
Yeah.
And all of that.
Yeah.
Look at your face. Look at Wiley's face. Look at Wiley's face. Wiley's face. He's like, who's mum?
At my,
Your mum or my mum? Or what's my mum?
at my late 40s age, I still could not say to my mum, shut up in any way, shape or form. Are you mad?
Anyway.
Any
Are you
adult.
mad?
Never. It's
Are you
crazy.
mad?
I'm still not doing this to any adult.
And
I'm
just
not
one last
older than-
thing,
for
going
me.
back to all of that as well, I do think also there's an element of social neglect by the government. I do feel that the
Yes.
government are saying to themselves, oh, well, these kids have got TikTok, they got Snapchat, that's what they do. Yeah, because there's no other alternative that they can do. So why don't you invest some money into building a community center there where there's a regimented law, where there's certain rules, like that's similar to school, but that's got more of a social aspect so the kids can enjoy themselves and develop the skills. We had that growing up. Do you understand what I'm trying to say to them?
We can say that,
No.
but not all of us went to those places. So
But
as
a
much
lot
as we
of us-
had,
but
as much
most
as there
of
was
us
around,
did though, bro.
as much as there was around,
Yeah.
not all of us went to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Because enough
the-
people, they weren't allowed to go to the parent center because only bad kids go to the parent center.
So, but the point is, as you said rightly, is if you went to youth center and you didn't go youth center, the values in youth center are already being installed here. As his peer, do you get what I mean? They are filtering through. At the moment, it feels like there's no filtration going anywhere.
I agree, because when we was younger, we learned from our friends.
Right.
Absolutely, bro.
Like our knowledge source
It was
was
definitely our peers.
definitely our friends.
With our friends,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
my friends told me. My friend told me this.
Yeah.
Now, what did TikTok say?
Yep.
Yeah.
What did
ChatGPT
Instagram
say?
And that's the problem.
what
with
did
it.
ChatGPT say?
Yeah.
What did
Fair.
Google say?
Yeah.
So where the values might have been passed on because my mum told me that, you got to do blah blah blah. My mum told me that, but because you see you doing it all the time or saying it all the time, you kind of absorb it.
Yeah, you do.
But if all I'm doing is focus on what I need to find the recipe for spaghetti bolognese. Boom.
But everything
Let me-
is there,
let me-
bruv.
Let me go to TikTok. Not even
Yeah.
Google and a recipe or a cooking channel. Or,
Yeah.
they're going to
TikTok is the answer.
Yeah.
TikTok is the
Is the
answer.
answer,
Yeah,
bro.
they're going to
Very
TikTok
much so.
for the recipe.
Very much so.
When I want a food recipe, I'm going to my mum first.
Yeah.
Like,
And if my mum didn't know, I'm looking for a cookbook. If I couldn't find it in a cookbook, I might find another relative.
More
Yeah.
time you're in the kitchen
And
while she's
then-
cooking, bruv,
yeah,
and you're
you're
clocking
watching,
it. You're
yeah.
clocking.
I'm going to the library
Yeah, exactly.
where there's actual books.
Yes.
So
You get me?
speaking of
Crazy.
old school values, because I think that's very much talking about old school values. There's a big debate going on at the moment. 90s versus double O's. I say double O's, I suppose it's 2000s.
Yeah, 2000s.
Versus 10s versus now the 20s. Which has been the best era for music and fashion?
90s.
90s,
I'm
come
cool.
on,
Oh,
don't be
the
silly.
90s is
I'm cool.
Why?
It's untouched.
I'm cool.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Are we not just biased though? Because
No,
that was our era.
because people are still wearing 90s stuff now that are younger than us, that wear it from the 90s.
Let me say something about the 90s.
Oh my
So-
gosh. The way you said that, I was like, oh my gosh, when you said that.
We know because we were deb out them time there, yeah? So the 90s. So I'm gonna talk about, this music actually adds to what I'm gonna say actually. You gotta keep okay, you be my backing track. So the year was 1991. The hit was Shanice Wilson's "I Love Your Smile." No, I'm joking. Okay, by that now. So no, I think the 90s was just such a unique decade, bro.
The 90s kept pushing boundaries.
Yeah.
But go on.
Every time something else came out, there was something else to turn around and say, I'll take your 10 and raise it by 20.
But The bar's always raised, and I'll tell you how amazing the 90s was. Right now, we've digressed from the 90s, if that makes sense.
Explain what you
So
mean.
what I mean by that is, okay, look at, say, black representation on TV in the 90s. You had the Real McCoy, you had Desmond,
Carl Kanye,
you
cross colours.
Yeah, all of that. You had all this representation in the 90s.
Wiley had an 8-ball jacket.
Yeah.
Do you know what that meant? Do you know what that meant?
What's that?
He was an 8-baller.
8-ball, bruv. 8-ball jacket. It was about 5 mils.
He was an 8-baller.
This is 90s. You have to put it in 90s. So that's not 8 mils today. That's about 3,900.
Bruv.
Wiley had 2 of them.
Yeah, I know. All I can tell you is the resurgence of old school R&B brunches, all of these day parties, all of these 90s parties. You see what, Chucky and them man there are doing. You see what all of these things are doing. You see this resurgence is because we are longing for that culture again, bro.
But
You know what I
isn't
mean?
it only for those who experienced the 90s
No.
and now want to relive
Nope, it's
the
not.
90s?
Nope, because those kids were listening to Jodeci because their parents listened to Jodeci.
Would the would the 2000s not compete though? Because if you think about the 2000s, would the 2000s not compete? Because you're talking about like the Ja Rules, you're talking about the fashions of designer wearing everything at the time. You're talking about Garage was in its heyday.
Yeah, well, it
Grime
was
was in its heyday.
But I think
would that not have been?
Yes, I think that was a good aftermath. But if you're talking about what was peak, it was the 90s, because the 90s, it was almost like it was the 80s had their culture and the 90s culture was completely different to the 80s, but it still borrowed certain aspects from the 80s, but they was in their own lane. Certain things were just popping off in the 90s that was just like, it's still sustaining until this day, bro. Let's talk even fashion that you mentioned.
So what from the 90s do you still rock today?
Everything, man. Dress code. Look at the the resurgence of baggy, loose fitted clothes. All my wardrobe now is loose fitted clothes. It's double denim. It's oversized jeans. It's khakis. It's even Carl Kanye is even resurging. Even loads of those 90s things are resurging. It's the culture was that dynamic that it's like the fashion houses need. Look at Balenciaga. Balenciaga's whole existence is basically 90s.
Tongo, from the 90s, what do you still rock?
Air Max 90s.
Yes.
Air Max 95s.
Come on.
Air Max 97s.
Talk to them.
Air Max 96s.
Talk to them.
Air Max 98s.
Talk to them again.
Shall I carry
you
on?
rock from the 90s?
Shall I carry on?
Come on, man.
Did you hear the number?
Crazy, like.
Did you hear the number?
I like that.
90. Air Max 93. Air Max 94. Air Max 95.
Come on, man.
Bruv.
Come on.
Bruv.
It doesn't
They
stop.
still go now, and look how much they're going for.
They still bang.
When they
still hit.
release something from them times, they get sold out super fast. They're not only do they sold out, they resell at double, triple, quadruple the value.
Instantly.
Right.
So
Jordan 1s, Jordan 4s, they're from the 90s.
Yep.
Kids are after Jordan 1s and 4s.
Absolutely, bro.
Now, yeah? Maybe not the 5s, not the 6s, but the 1s and 4s, kids
Bruv, designers
are after them.
Wiley, what do you still rock from the 90s?
the thing I rock from the 90s is the music.
And
That's 100%
And it's
what I rock from the 90s. And I will blatantly say the hip hop from the 90s, the dancehall from the 90s, and the R&B from the 90s. That is what I would definitely say. I
That's
rock.
your thing.
Yep. What about yourself?
Can't lie. If anyone that knows me, I'm my Air Max. I'm very easy.
Air Max 90s, man.
So I'm gonna throw a question differently then, yeah, because we're all saying that I'm trying to be diplomatic here, but these lot are just stuck with the 90s.
Trying to be the voice of reason.
So that's right, the voice of reason. So take out the 90s, the 2000s, the 10s, and the 20s. If you was to say the 90s didn't exist, what would be the top decade and why?
2000s for me, I would say, yeah. Yeah, I think I think the 2000s was unique because remember we were entering a new millennium, blood. Everyone thought come New Year's Eve 1999, those lights were to switch off, bruv, and everyone was to be walking around in pitch blackness, bruv. Yeah, and then what that ignited.
Everyone thought the world was going to end.
Yeah,
You're talking about they were going to be there walking around.
I'm telling you,
I was dead.
And what that ignited was a sort of there was still a bit of a 90s backdrop there, but there was kind of like a new age, a new wave of music. For example, I'll give you an example musically, right? So if you see how like singers are singing now, like they kind of like, they don't really always sing through the note now. everything is kind of broken up. The latter part of the 90s, Destiny's Child were the first girl band that kind of moved into that genre of speedy singing, that quick type of singing kind of thing. So I kind of think that was sort of like a 2000s kind of thing. And then as the music progressed, I kind of found that R&B was a bit more choppy. Whereas in the 90s, it was, they used to sing through the notes. I love you, girl, yeah. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Whereas in the 2000s, it was a bit more kind of like, there was more of an upbeat kind of...
I love you, I need you, I want you.
You see what I'm trying to say? That's very 2000s, bro.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Citrus.
I'm thinking about
90s don't exist. 90s didn't happen. 2000s, 2010s,
you know what?
2020s.
I'm this.
I don't know.
People are not going to like this, but for me, dancehall, 2000s is when rhythm after rhythm after rhythm was dropping. So not just a tune. You would drop a rhythm, and that rhythm would have 5 or 6 pieces.
Got you.
On the rhythm.
Got you.
So you could play a certain rhythm and then hear 6 pieces and be happy in a rave that they played all 5 or 6 pieces of this rhythm, and I'm happy. And then switch to a next rhythm and play 5 or 6 pieces on that rhythm. And today, drop them same rhythms. Kids that are born when them rhythms dropped know the words to the rhythms that dropped.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm just like, that for me, that. And I have to talk about the way I lived my life. However, what the 2000s also presented, because I moved into a different financial sphere, was I could holiday when I wanted.
He got rich.
I didn't get rich. I just got
Richness.
Him have money now.
Richness. I love it. Richness.
Sit rich.
That's
All
funny,
I'm
man.
saying is I moved into a different sphere. So therefore, when there were holidays and we're going to this place and it's going to cost 400, let's go.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
We're going to go. Let's go. Let's go. So the 2000s, like my daughter was born in 2003, but it was still a space where I felt I could maneuver quite easily. There was also self-cert mortgages in, but all right, let's carry on.
Tongo.
That's interesting.
Strangely, I don't remember anything of the 10s that's of any significance to say.
Do you know what?
To say
I get where he's coming
say
from, though.
That sounds like Alzheimer's issue.
the 10s are great, or they could even be part of the conversation.
Well,
And that's for now. Forget about it. There's nothing. The fashion is recycled. The music is this mumble crap. Dancehall is making a resurgence, which is doing quite well. But exactly what Citra said about the dancehall, not only did you have the rhythm, but also things like soca started to have the rhythm run as well in 2000s. And
I think that was a great time for dance.
R&B sort of gave itself a very good kick up the bum and said, we're here, you know?
Yeah, don't forget about us.
Yeah, we're here, you know? Because
Totally.
like the Ushers, the Ja Rule,
some of the best albums were dropped in the early 2000s, actually.
Destiny's Child went crazy.
Yeah.
Beyonce bust by herself. Like, all these things, Jay-Z bust properly. And like, although he's there in the 90s, but he just kept going.
You had a couple of Brits that were kind of bubbling as well, that they were starting to surface a little bit.
Like, 2010, nothing says...
Do you know what?
2010,
bruv, I totally... bruv, you know one of the most significant things that I remember from the 2010s? Michael Jackson's death, bruv.
But
I think it was 2009, right? Something like that. Was it 2009? Something like that.
I can't remember.
And the Olympic Games, possibly. Those were the two things that were like my...
That was 2012, wasn't it?
2012, yes. That's probably just after
what
that.
Really?
Yeah. But
what can you really remember of the 2010s to say 2010s was a bad boy decade?
I think 2000, from 2000 to say 2006 were peak years.
Rough. Oh.
I promise you, that was the real introduction into the millennium. Those 6 years,
and then you have to also remember,
fierce, bro.
with 2000s, Mobile phones were busting properly.
Bruv. Mad thing.
Nokia's going crazy.
Mad thing.
BBM.
They were starting to get BlackBerry. Are you mad?
£75 for a phone, blood. Pay as you go.
The BlackBerry,
£5, blood.
BlackBerry, do you remember the BT Basher, bruv?
Yes, bruv.
So
The BT Basher,
you know
bruv.
the craziness about what you old people are saying is like now I'm now refeeding in because you lot are now feeding into the rhythm. But one thing that I do recall is when a new phone was released, you went to the shop and bought the phone and negotiated your contract because you had 3 evenings, 3 weekends, 3 after 7.
Yep.
So this was the era we were in, like
5-day passes and all.
trying to work
the 2000s you're talking about, yeah?
2000s. This is 2000s. So and I remember all of that. I remember not trying to give up your minutes because T-Mobile then released, like, you got things like you can get 3,000 minutes.
Yeah.
And that was important to me because I want a labba on the phone, but anytime I wanted to make a phone call, I wanted to be able to make it and not get laying down with the bill at the end.
Yeah.
I wanted my Nokia to click matrix thing. Matrix, you're taking the piss. So there was lots of things that were happening then. Like for me, it feels like the 2010s, so the 2000s just kind of merged and blurred.
Shall I give you one more thing? Broadband came. I'm not talking about the internet, because remember we had been in it, we dial-up.
No, but that was still 2000s.
I think that was more like the 2010s.
That was still 2000s. Like 2000s.
I think broadband was more the latter part of it.
2000s.
Yeah.
The internet started getting peaks sort of like from sort of 99.
You didn't have to do no AOL online. And you didn't have to do no.
Like, all I know is when it came to between 2000 and 2010, you lot dropped your AOL and Yahoos and moved on to your Gmails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've still got
Do
a
you get
Yahoo
what I
account.
mean? There was no MSN Messenger. MSN Messenger sort of died about 2010.
I've still got my Yahoo.
Napstar.
2000s.
Literally
Napstar.
still got a Yahoo account. But to this day.
I said Napstar, you know. I meant Napstar.
Napstar. So because I've only got 2 more that I want to quickly touch on to. I know Citrus. You see, just when Citrus has that card there, you know.
Yeah, I'm ready.
The card is ready.
I'm
I'm gonna drop one more. I was gonna drop 2 more, but I'm gonna drop 1 more. This will be the last one, and then I'm gonna throw the ball over to Citrus over there. So we was talking about phone calls. It's been established recently that people are no longer making phone calls; they're more making voice notes. Yeah. What is going on?
You should know, Rambo.
What's so funny is we've sort of touched on this in a number of things. You was talking about the social era, about people are not communicating no more, and we was talking just now about the 3,000 minutes, phone calls being important. What has gone on that voice notes are now the way forward and phone calls to people are no longer?
People are too busy.
Labba. You chat too much.
People are too busy.
Let me just get out what's in my head. Send. Right, respond when you're ready. I don't need to hear your response now, potentially. Respond when you're ready. I don't need all of that now. The issue is, with a phone call, social skills have dropped. They have dropped. So, yo, Lateef, what I going? Not much. What you up to? Not much. What you up to? I'm just chilling. Are you chilling? Yeah, I'm chilling.
That's a voice note.
Conversation is now done.
Yeah.
There's nothing else to discuss. Whereas I could be like, yo, bro, what time are you about? The podcast starts at 7. Don't be late. Cool. It's all finished.
Voice note done. Lateef.
Bruv, if you're in a relationship, you're really going to find out the differences and how they could affect that relationship in it. Because I think a lot of girls like the whole aspect of you talking to them on the phone, and they like that kind of camaraderie with conversation and stuff. But in the real world, voice notes, I would say, are a little bit more conducive in terms of getting your point across in it. And then when you meet, that's when you have the quality time. So it kind of depends on what dynamic you're looking at it from. I mean, I'm a conversationalist.
Wait, are you a voice noter or a phone call maker?
I would say I'm more of a phone caller, but I totally.
But do you chat too much?
I do. But I totally, I'm a comedian, but I chat for a living, fam. But I totally get where you're coming from, though, because I do feel that voice notes are definitely. And the thing is, you can have a coherent communication on voice notes. You know, people underestimate it. You can literally have a very clinical aspect of communication.
It's cleaner. It's cleaner.
You don't keep typing, which is long.
Get me?
Especially when you say something, and then what else is? You don't get interrupted.
You don't get interrupted.
Wait, Tongo, interrupted now. Do you see when people do voice notes like this? Yo, bruv, I'm just da-da-da-da-da, like they're holding the phone here, and you
can hardly hear shit.
And they're dropping their whole rhythm. Get back to me, yeah? Ding, send. And also, the good thing about voice notes, you now have multiple platforms to be able to voice note.
Yes.
Versus just a telephone call to be able to make a phone call. If you get where I'm coming from.
Are you a voice noter? Good question.
I'm not a voice noter.
Who knows what the 90s version of the voice note was?
A voicemail, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The little voice, remember the physical voice note?
Where you could call directly into someone's voicemail.
Voicemail someone.
Voicemails were all the rage.
That was mad. People don't understand.
You would set up your own voicemail and then people just leave messages and all that. It was all the rage.
I am a voice noter.
Yeah, we know.
Your voice note.
100%.
We know.
I am a voice noter.
One second, I'm in about 18 groups that Wiley's in. Wiley's admin of 13 of the 18 groups. Wiley will voice note each one of the groups the same voice note. The same voice note, but he's doing something different.
I'm guilty of doing that, fam.
Wiley's pounding yam, leaving a voice note. Wiley is
and
at
then
work.
Eating the pounding yam.
Leaving a voice note. He's doing everything, leaving a voice note. Wiley don't give one flying kahuna to what's going on while
let me tell you the thing. Let me tell you the reason why voice notes are better as well sometimes is, have you ever felt like when you're on a conversation with somebody and you feel like you're a prisoner? You just want to lead the conversation and you're trying to find a way of just doing it amicably.
Prisoner of Azkaban, of conversation.
You're trying to find a way that's not going to offend the person you're talking to.
Yeah, bro.
My cousin
what you want them to do, and you want to tell them, you can't tell them what to do.
You can't tell them straight what you want to do.
When they need to go,
they think that you're dissing them, bruv.
Why are you going for?
Yeah, it's what I'm trying to say.
But bro, I need to go, man.
Wait. But, and you know what? We need to cut. Because the producer's here.
When you start.
But wait. There's an etiquette to cut the chat. Like, and then my mum said, but can you believe my aunt even chimed in? There's an etiquette. You have to wait for the breath.
There's no breath.
When they go, at that point, I say, listen, let me come back to you. Because this is interesting.
I'll give you a call back, yeah.
Let me come back to you.
Bruv, the easiest way is make up call waiting, bruv. Hold a minute, I'm waiting.
You know, let me tell you about voice as well. You see that speed function, yeah? You see that time?
Where you can listen to it times 2, times
one.
It's the best thing ever.
One of the greatest
ever
created.
Yeah,
so now I don't need to listen. Just
Mine's 1.5.
man.
Mine's automatically 1.5.
I said, we got to nowhere if it man far.
But it's crazy though.
Mine is a 1.5.
That's crazy though. When I'm watching Instagram posts, I don't double speed it. You know, like the youths, they're like,
I would double speed my daughter, YouTube videos all the time.
As well.
My daughter, when she's watching like things on Instagram or TikTok or wherever,
does she speed it up?
She speeds up every single thing.
My nephew's like that.
If I tell her, watch it properly, she's like, oh, but it's so long. This thing's 12 seconds. It's so long though.
I know.
It's 12 seconds though, man.
That is the one.
Speed of life.
But the voice note, because it's like 7 minutes. All right. I gotta, you know, utilize this time a bit better.
And you got time to digest and dissect the message as well, bro.
And then you can put the translate on.
All of that.
The translate.
Wait, you lot
genius.
I want this shit in
That is the genius thing.
You lot teach me things. I don't know.
The transcribe thing. You know what transcribe thing?
Oh, when it comes down,
you transcribe it.
When someone leaves me, like I've got my voicemail on my phone, just on. It's on. Like after 6 of them or 2 of them, I don't know what it is. It goes to voice. It goes to voicemail. What's brilliant is now AI is eavesdropping onto the voice note, taking the text, laying it in so I can read it, and I'll be like, I'm not interested in this.
But
it can even summarize it.
AI is, have you ever been on a phone or WhatsApp call? Yeah, and then you put the call down on a WhatsApp call and you go onto Facebook and then they're on your friend requests. The same people that you've been speaking to.
It is very much the case. It's very much the case.
You lot are doing
very much the case.
You lot are doing too much
all the time.
Indeed, we are doing listen, this could go on for time. But I'm going to chuck the ball over to Citrus because we are about to go into...
Empty the clip on them. Tongo,
That's
I need you
mad.
to give me 90 seconds on the clock. Lateef is in the hot seat.
Oh, shit.
We are doing Empty the Clip. Lateef Lovejoy.
Yes, sir.
This is your Empty the Clip. You have 90 seconds to answer as many of these questions. They are a binary status question, so option A or option B.
Okay.
Respond what comes to your mind. Your time is going to start now. Jungle or garage?
Garage.
Air Force Ones or Reebok Pump?
Air Force Ones.
Pirate radio or mixtape?
Pirate Radio.
Chicken shop or Caribbean takeaway?
Caribbean Takeaway.
Pager or pay as you go?
Pay as you go.
Baggy jeans or tracksuits?
Baggy jeans.
Youth club or on the block?
Youth club.
Respect or ratings?
Respect.
House parties or club nights?
House parties.
Timberlands or Reebok classics?
Timberlands.
Jollof or fried yam?
Yay! Jollof.
Vinyl or cassette?
Vinyl.
Saturday night TV or after school TV?
Saturday night TV.
Fresh trims before or after a rave?
Before a rave.
Sound systems or hip hop culture?
Sound systems. Organic.
Gold chains or chaps?
Gold chains.
VHS or DVD?
DVD.
Matching outfits or individual drip?
Individual drip.
Talking it out or holding it in?
Talking it out.
Sound clash rap battles?
Sound clash.
Staying local or going global?
Going global.
Code switching or raw authenticity?
Raw authenticity.
Slow jam or dancehall?
Oh, that's a hard one, man. I gotta say slow jams, yeah.
Designer brands or high street fashion?
A bit of both, really, you know. But if I had to pick one, I'll probably say designer brands.
Discipline or creativity?
Creativity.
Breaking soul.
That is your 90 seconds up.
Okay, last question. Tradition or evolution?
Oh, I've got to say tradition because tradition can give you evolution. So I'll say tradition, yeah.
Lateef Lovejoy, this is your Empty the Clip.
Jeez,
Round of applause, please.
Hey, thank you.
We can do that. Just give me the light.
Now we are going to go into some of the questions that Citrus may have for our guest sitting here, or all of us may have for our guest sitting here.
So I do have some questions. So
Yes,
as
sir.
you know, we've spoken about nostalgia. We've spoken about things like your views on certain topics. However, a key question I have for you: if you can go and interview 15-year-old Double L, how would he answer these questions?
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do when you grow up?
Be an entertainer. I think that was always a thing for me. I remember my dad telling me a story when I was about 3 years old. He would play music and I would just be sitting in the living room, just dancing with my uncles and he said to me that as well as me being quite energetic as a kid, he said I was forming sentences very young in my like infancy. So he wasn't really surprised when, like, you know, obviously primary school passed and secondary school passed, and I was like, yo, I want to go drama school. I want to start acting. My dad always supported that. And then you know, I watched Def Jam Comedy for the first time when it was on them bootleg DVD things. And I thought, oh shit, that's a bit of me there. You know what I mean? And then at the time I just said, let me just go on stage and say it's actually mad because I didn't even plan to do stand-up the first time I'd done it. Because my friend was doing a fashion show and the host bailed out, and he had kind of known that I was kind of like an expressive kind of guy. And he's like, yeah, you kind of got the, you know, you're in this space a little bit. So can you come and host the show? Went and hosted it. There was a point of the show where literally like there was nothing to do. Like the audience were kind of bored and the models were getting ready. So like I had a mic and an open stage and I just started to just talk to people in the audience. And then that was the first sort of elements of the stand-up. That's how it kind of started.
Okay,
How old was that? How old was you then, sorry?
Oh, I was in my 20s them times. There.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in my 20s.
So when did your comedy journey really start?
So the thing about comedy is like you spend a lot of time sort of like earning your stripes, right? So you do like the open mic scene where you just, you just got like a 5 minutes and then you just start with that. So I think I officially became like a proper pro sort of like 2008, 2009 was when clubs were like, right, we'll start paying
Now I
you
want to know
for
about
stuff.
when you started with that. I'm doing my 5-minute open mic business. That time.
Oh yeah, I was literally like, 22, 20,
Okay.
21, 22 when I first started.
Oh.
And then that kind of coincided with a lot of the acting because I went to a couple of drama schools, acting workshops and stuff like that as well. And I just kind of felt like I just wanted to just do more. And I wanted to have more of a stage, not just auditioning and waiting for things to happen. I wanted to be in front of people.
Okay.
Just expressing who I was. And luckily, they related to my personality, my sensibility, my subject matter. And it just gave me the confidence to continue going on. And my dad was even saying to me, yo, like you got a flair for it. Like I remember my dad watched one of my first TV pilots that I did. And he was like, wow. It's like, okay. It's like, yeah, man, you're good. And this is a Nigerian man. This is a traditional.
Why are you not a daughter?
Go and study. Go and study.
I actually want to touch on to that because we had Funby here. I think it was last year or maybe in the year before, and he was talking about his family's backing for when he went into it. One of my cousins, shouts out to Arian Bakary, we're going to get you on one of these sofas fairly soon. His dad was very supportive of him when he was going into acting, but it is not the traditional for Nigerian, and I mean not even say African, Nigerian household to be supportive of somebody going into the creative field as opposed to the academic field.
You know what it is though? There's a thing that you do, right? And I call it the rite of passage. Now, as a young Nigerian, obviously Nigerian as well, Nigerians really value education a lot, right? So during the uni years, it was always a thing where, okay, you wanted to do this, you wanted to do that. Go to uni first, forfeit those 3 years of your life, satisfy your parents. They can say, oh, we have a graduate, we have someone that's done something educationally. The minute you've done that, then you're pretty much called to do whatever you want to do if they can see that you've got a talent in the area, like a recognizable ability. Nigerians are very good talent spotters, as Jamaicans are as well. I think those two cultures, and Americans, I'll probably say, they have an eye for knowing what's good and what ain't. Do you understand? They have a critical eye. Those three cultures in particular that I've seen. So I think my dad first kind of saw like those aspects. I would mimic uncles that would come to the house. My dad would be like, you sound just like Uncle Tunde now. So it was things like that he kind of saw that, yeah, man, maybe that's kind of like your calling and maybe that's what you should do. So he supported me a lot, man, on that. A lot, to be fair. And yeah, and I just think it's just a kind of business, just like with everything, you just have to continuously work at it because it's a marathon. The value is the journey. The reward is when you've done the journey and they say, right, we want to put you on these stages because you've had the years of experience. It bodes very well for you. Whereas sometimes, in this age of social media, people want that quick gratification. You can't cheat stand-up. The best comedians are the ones who have gone on and done it for a long, 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 long time. Because you have to refine so many things about yourself and you evolve.
So the question I asked you about what would you speak to your 15-year-old or 10-year-old self, what would you now say to your 65-year-old self?
Well done, son. Well done. You've stuck at it. You've definitely made a lot of progress. I think the thing about the entertainment business is like we always feel that there's a next level for us to get to. There's so many levels in this industry. I just think I'm at the point now where I would say that I'm a pre-breakout artist. So what that basically means is I think I've got the tools, I've got the skill set, I've got certain things going for me, I've got opportunities that are on the horizon. So it's really for me to refine that. And now my next step is to introduce myself to the global market, America and Africa in particular, and introduce myself to them and start working with people that I know that I could be
elevated.
I can be aligned with. Someone tells me tomorrow, yeah, you got a film with Kevin Hart. Me and Kevin Hart are going toe to toe in that movie. I'll go toe to toe with Eddie Murphy, Terry Crews, all of those big stars. I'm as good as they are. The only difference is I'm still to be introduced to that industry. And when I do get that introduction, all of those years of work and refinement and coaching and just training myself is all gonna be on the display. They're gonna see it all and where it's all come from.
I like that answer, man.
Wiley.
Strong answer. One of the things that I'm interested to find out though is as a stand-up comedian, and Citrus sort of touched on it earlier when he was saying like I think you might have said it off camera, what a no-go. So as a stand-up comedian, I think when Fumbi was here, he was talking about like you try and make sure you talk about anything. Have you ever found yourself where you're talking about stuff and you think, you know what, I can't really go into this like I want to?
With this subject, man.
Where does your line draw on what you can talk about?
That's a really good question, man. I think every comedian has a USP. Every comedian has something about them that the audience buy into. Yeah. I think I have a few things that work in my favor. I think I would say that I'm quite likable. So I think when I go on stage, audience a bit like, yeah, I know someone like this guy. This guy's familiar. And I talk about what I authentically go through myself. So my stuff isn't kind of make-believe. It's stuff that I've literally gone through. It's very anecdotal. Obviously there's exaggeration or twists and all that, because every comedian has to have that. But I think in terms of drawing the line, I don't really go out there to make the audience, he's trying to be like this or he's trying to be like that. My resonance is just what I've seen and kind of like my recollection of that in it. And I think the thing about comedy is what really makes you last in stand-up is your ability to really critique things and know how to be a good writer, know how to paint a picture. I think someone said to me the other day when I was doing a show, they said, you know what, one thing I like about you is you have such a great reflection. Your comedy reflection is amazing. Like you're layering the way you set up the story and you take us through this journey. Then you've got these twists and these things. They're all deliberate. That's how I write. You know, I always say that if you're going to say something as a comedian, you have a beginning, you have a middle, and then you have an end. And I look at the greats as my inspiration. I look at people who are supreme. Patrice O'Neill, early Eddie.
So who's your
90s Chris Rock?
top 3 comedians?
Wow, there's so many amazing ones, man. I'll probably say the comedians that
you're inspired by.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy for sure. Eddie Murphy is one of my greatest inspirations in comedy. So many reasons as to why. Someone that I always watch before I even do a gig, and that this gives me like so much confidence, is Patrice O'Neill, God rest his soul. With Patrice O'Neill, if you guys don't know about Patrice, you should definitely. He kind of gives me that element of, listen, I'm here because I need to be here, and whether you like me or not, I don't really give a damn. I'm just going to give you what I give you in it. So that kind of gives me that pre-show confidence to say, do you know what? You're here for a reason. These people have come out to see you. It is your duty to entertain them. They've paid good money. It's not an easy economy. You know, like some of these comedy tickets be like 50, 60 pounds. You know what I mean? So it's like people are spending their hard-earned money. Not only that, there's people that are going through a lot of things that they want to escape from. Comedy is a good escape. So I see myself as a public worker. It's my duty to make sure that hour that you're at that show, or that 25 minutes, half an hour that you see me, I want to leave you with euphoria, with feeling good about your situation, knowing that you can cope the following day because you remember what I've said to you. So my thinking of comedy is on a deeper level than just being funny. You know, my whole thing is being a social commentator. It's being socially relevant. It's being autobiographical, talking about myself, my upbringing, and it's relating to everybody. You know, the other day someone told me, wow, like I was even reading the other day. I was looking at certain like things that I've done, and I've realized that wow, I've actually performed in 20 countries.
Wow.
Cross-continentally. So
That's
I performed.
amazing.
I promise you. I even think to myself, wow. When I think that I've performed in Malaysia, Singapore, South Africa, Tanzania, Thailand, Dubai, Germany, Holland, Spain, Belgium, all over the world, literally. America, Canada, Australia.
Have you performed in Nigeria yet?
I have. I performed in Nigeria as well, South Africa. And I think what's took me there is kind of knowing that and this is for everyone who does comedy. If you know that your comedy is coming from a place where you're able to really talk about things that matter to us as the black community and as a global community. A comedian needs to resonate with you. You know, you're often the voice that says things that people don't want to say and that can't say, and are not always in a position to say. You know, this is why if we're talking about the UK, I respect people like Kane Brown, people like Kojo, people like Richard Blackwood, Curtis Walker, the late Felix Dexter, so many others. Fumbi Omoteo, I like him as well.
Who, sorry?
Fumbi.
Slim is another great one. White Yardie, all of them, they're all amazing to me. You know, when I work with these when I work with these guys, I'm inspired by all of them. Even if I've got more experience than them, even if, you know, our shows vary in terms of how the audience receives us. All of those people that I've mentioned have made their mark and have been, they're a staple in the UK, innit? So when you come to the UK now and you watch comedy and you want to go on a black circuit and see black comedians or the mainstream circuit, these are the guys that are leaving you with that impression of what we are, bro. And I'm proud to be part of that.
So I got one final question, because in the DJing world, if things ain't going well, people just don't dance. In the comedy world, if things ain't going well, you get heckled. Have you been heckled? How do you deal with hecklers?
Loads of times, bro. I think my most notorious heckle was when I was doing a gig in Stockholm, I was in Sweden, and I've got this routine about Bruno Mars and about his song titles, yeah, about how the lyrics don't always correlate to the songs or whatever. So it's kind of like they call it satire in comedy, innit? So I was doing that, and there was this girl, this Eritrean girl in the audience, very attractive girl, you know, Eritrean girl, and she took what I said so literally. Like, she was literally heckling, like, oh, well, why are you saying this when the song says this and the song says that? So what I learned from that experience was, the more I held back and listened to her and then responded, the funnier it got. And the more my performance elevated. So what I've learned by that is, I don't really necessarily mind being heckled, because I think when you get heckled, there's two ways you can deal with it. You can either crumble and burn, or you can rise to the occasion. I always rise to the occasion, because the strongest thing about any performer is your listening is more important than your reacting. Because when you listen, your reacting is going to become appropriate to what's just been said to you. The greatest actors as well are the ones that are the best listeners, or the best actors. The ones that can respond to something. And it doesn't have to be loud, doesn't have to be this, that, the other. It's just that ability to respond and kind of have that quick wit. And I think that's how you deal with hecklers, is basically your real ability. You know, some comedians are very scripty. They need to follow a script. If they come off that script, then it's a bit like, oh shit, you know what I mean? It's a bit difficult for them. And then you get other comedians who are very good off script. I'll probably say the best example on the black scene is Kane Brown. He's phenomenal off script. You heckle him, there's things that are already working in his head. I'm very, very similar.
There's a famous one where he was heckled. He was heckled by a woman years ago.
Yeah.
And then he turned the whole thing onto it. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And I feel that that's just, you know, I think there's two comedians that you get. You get the ones who are innately gifted, that have to have that from God. Eddie Murphy's an innate comedian. Patrice O'Neill's an innate comedian. What I mean by that is, they're just funny. They don't need a script. They just have it there.
Bernie.
Yeah, Bernie is the most naturally gifted comedian of all time, in my opinion. One of the most naturally gifted ones of all time. I think that I've got a little bit of that, and I think that's just down to just sort of like maybe my DNA. But I've never really been on stage and had any issue with any hecklers, because they talk and then your head, your mind is just going 70 miles per hour, but you're thinking of things, and then they respond and you're thinking of, and I just think you either have it or you don't. You just have that gift. And I think some comedians haven't. I think I have it. I've demonstrated it loads of times. But I would probably say Kane Brown is a great example of someone who's good at that. And there's loads
Harry
of
Spears.
Who?
Yeah,
He's
Harry
another
Spears.
one.
He's mad.
He's good at doing that as well. Eddie is good at doing that. I'm trying to think of more UK. Kojo is very good at that as well. Slim is another one. Curtis Walker. You know, all the UK greats. Axel. You know, even I can even go mainstream. I can even talk about Nathan Caton, Fumbi, Dane Baptiste. How could I even forget about Dane? He's another one. You know, I can name loads of them. Special P.
So,
you know?
what was the worst heckle that you've had?
The worst heckle. Oh, can I even? Yeah, I remember I done a gig in Huddersfield, and and this white guy gets up through my set and goes, "Make me laugh, you sweaty bastard." And I was like, "Did you honestly say that to me, bruv?" And I said, "Okay, cool, that's fine." The show became about him now, so I said, "Right, I want to laser in on this guy," and I literally took this guy's clothes off and just dashed them in a washing machine, fam, with him. It was the worst thing he could have done because the audience were already on my side.
Yeah, of course.
So the minute he said, "Make us laugh, you sweaty bastard," when you heard the ooh from the audience, it was like it was like I was a sniper and he was a target with one of them red things that they have there.
The Public Enemy sign.
He was done. He was done.
So we are on the final straight, and the final straight of this podcast is talking about the Mount Rushmores. Very, very few of them, but you sort of touched on one of them. I'm not going to ask everyone because we did this years ago.
What, comedians, yeah?
Top 4 comedians ever.
You have to put them in the Mount Rushmore. So, do you understand what Mount Rushmore is?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's only 4 people.
Let's establish that first.
Exactly that. And no special mentions, no this person could be added to it. Who are you for?
Because I'm going to think of who's impacted me personally, yeah? And then I'm going to think of, what common knowledge is in it. Because
No, just for you. Because does it have to be, I think they've got good recognition. It is, I like them, that's why I'm putting them there. Or I love them, or I honor them, or I,
I got to say Bernie Mac, the greatest comedian never to have a comedy special. It's a travesty that he's never had an official hour of comedy. And my man's just, anyway, he speaks for itself, innit? Eddie, you can't speak to a black comedian and them not tell you they're not influenced by Eddie Murphy, bruv. There's no black comedian that I know that has not watched Raw or Delirious, and that is their intro into comedy, bro. Then I've got to say, so that's Bernie, Eddie. I've got to say Richard Pryor, because I think Richard Pryor was the template for popular comedy from a black perspective. And I just reckon that what he did in the 80s with that Gene Wilder and Stir Crazy and all that, he ignited everything before anybody came true. And I think I'm gonna put, and this is a bit of a mad one, but I'm gonna do it because I feel that he's testament to perseverance and hard work, and he's British, and this guy called Mickey Flanagan. I'll put him on the Rushmore because he is my man is so talented and so funny, bruv. And the reason why I rate Mickey is that he's a perfect example of when you run that marathon properly, bruv, you're gonna get the biggest prize. And there was times where I'll go to the comedy stores and watch these when I first started, and everyone was bigging up the comedians that were doing TV at the time. And it's like, Lee Evans and boom, and they were all getting bigged up. Then I just saw this Cockney geezer come on, and I was thinking, who's that though? Why ain't no one talking about this guy? Because for me, he didn't need any script. The guy was so brilliant, and I just felt like he was underrated for such a long time. And then one time I was at home and I flipped it on and I thought, oh shit, out. And you know what I mean?
So funny, bro.
I want to come in your ass and all. I was like, rotted. And finally he was given his props, man. So that's my Mount Rushmore. Eddie, Bernie,
Richard
Pryor,
Mickey Flanagan.
And if there was a little bit of a corner,
there's no corners.
I'll put Patrice up there, man.
There's no corners.
But I would say that, man, that in terms of, who's definitely impacted me and made me think to myself, do you know what? That's how it's done, innit? Those are all the best examples.
Right.
Okay.
I've got one for all 4 of us, and this is going to resonate for all 4 of us, yeah?
Oh, God.
Mount Rushmore of things that make you feel old.
Jesus is Lord.
Old.
Bro.
I'm gonna start the ball rolling because I was thinking about this today, yeah?
Okay.
Get out of bed, crick, crack, 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 crack. That's the first thing that makes me feel I'm old. The crick, crack, 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 crack. I just did it just now. My neck just cracked.
I hate it still.
That's number one. Number two, the greys sprouting. The greys sprouting. And they're not just sprouting now.
I've never experienced that.
Now they are everywhere. There are greys where there shouldn't be greys. That's number two. Number three is when I'm talking with people and if I say, oh yeah, do you remember when Gaza was having the Gaza tears or when Henri was playing football and they haven't seen them playing football? That's when I know that I'm feeling old. That's when I'm very old. And the last one, music-wise, when music that I enjoy a lot of is called old school, I know I'm old. That's my four. That's my four. Lateef, you've had seconds to think about it. What's your four?
My Mount Rushmore. Waking up in pain, you know, fam. I'm not gonna lie to you. You don't need to sleep on your back for long like this. You wake up, you're like, fuck, god damn, like, and I train. So there's definitely that, bruv. You know, your body is telling you, yeah, man. It's that there's a couple of years here that you need that I've been through. So it's that. Yeah, well, I happened to be on a train and then these school kids come on and then there's this bare like loud chatting and then I just run for my headphones, fam. That, because there was a time where that was us.
Definitely was.
You get me? And now I'm thinking, shit, I'm the old guy that's complaining about that
When I think about what man used to do on the bus.
But I used to do a whole madness on a bus.
We used to sit on the back of the bus at the top, feet on the chair, on the back of the. So them times there, the bus had a little ledge at the top and the back. We used to sit on the ledge on the top back of the bus. We used to drum beats on the windows
Brethren.
and try and sing Shy
Madness.
the very first time.
Madness.
Can you imagine Mandem?
Yeah.
Trying to sing
But the creativity.
a slow jam.
But the creativity though.
We're trying to sing a slow jam.
Your instruments were public transport.
Or we're singing everybody yaddy yaddy yaddy.
Oh my god, yeah. I get all you're coming from.
That's two.
So that's
what's your other two?
Oh, my other two, yeah. You see, when you get to a certain age and your inability to tolerate any bullshit, fam. Because you're thinking to yourself, I've gone through 30 plus years, touching 40 more of all of this. I'm not going to tolerate this bullshit. I've lived long enough to know what the correct thing is, and you're not doing it, fam. I shut off, shut down. I'm not interested in talking no more.
Okay.
Preserve my patience and my stress, yeah? And why am I paying £7 for a Big Mac, fam? There was a time I'd walk into McDonald's and dash down £2 and get a Big Mac. Why the hell am I paying $5.99 for a goddamn? That's smaller. Have you noticed that Big Macs are smaller now?
Yes.
Compared to how big they were before?
I don't go McDonald's.
The whole burgers are smaller.
Yo,
I'm like, nah, B, like, why am I paying like 70% more for something that I paid 70% less for in my lifetime? That's on my Mount Rushmore.
Tongo.
First thing is, when I see my younger cousins and they got children,
Mad.
and I'm like, but you're still 6. How have you got children?
Mad.
You're still 6. How you got children, bruv? Yeah, that's definitely the first one, without fail.
Yeah.
The second one is when I tell somebody something and they look at me like there is no way that was possible. Like when you tell people bus fare used to be 20p.
Yeah.
They're like, what?
Portion of chips,
20p?
35 pence, blood.
No way. Bus fare used to be 20p. We used to have penny sweets. Penny sweets? I mean penny sweets. Okay, so this Cola bottle bag that you're paying £3 for a pound for, see the little packets of sweets? You get 100 sweets for that pound.
£1, yeah.
You're not doing that no more. So those things, when I say something and they're like, what?
Crazy.
So there's that. When I visit somewhere that I haven't been for a while and I see how vastly it's changed.
Yes, sir.
So for example, Shoreditch. So like we've got Westfield and West London now. We've got like how the carnival changed.
Crazy.
Like things like that. And the fourth one would be when I hear that, oh, this song is 30 years old today. Wait, 30 years old today? What do you mean 30 years old today? That's what it was like last week.
Remember that that next tune? Never gonna die.
Yeah.
Too close. 20 years, fam.
Yeah.
Only 20. That's to me that seems like it's longer. But when you hear this song's 30 years old today, or this film was 30 years old today, like when I heard that Back to the Future was like 25 or 30 odd, I was like, huh? What? So things like that. Those things make me feel old.
Back to the Future's 40 years actually.
Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah,
that's 40 years now.
Yeah, whatever it is. But when I'm like,
85,
what?
I think.
I'm actually going to make it. You see, now this is how we are getting old. Too Close by Next came out in 1997. Next year will be 30 years.
Yay!
Citrus.
I actually thought it was even newer.
All right.
Final one.
I wrote mine down because that's how old I am. But anyway, all right. My first one is being able to only use one sense at a time.
That's hilarious.
I can't.
That's funny.
I no longer can combine senses. So if I'm watching something and something else is loud, one of the two senses will cancel the other one out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's for some reason, merging senses, this is one. Number two is metabolism. How I know I'm getting old is I could eat something today and I'm big today. Like there's no where before
funny,
I could just eat something and then I was blessed because metabolism was just there, dealt with it. What Big Mac, as you said, gone. Burger, kebab, gone. Everything gone. Now I look at something like, if I'm gonna yam that, I know my clothes ain't gonna fit right tomorrow. So metabolism is number two. Number three is back to the senses. Holding items further or closer to try and get clarity. So if I have to read something and the font is too small, depending on the time of day, I have to hold it closer or further away, where before I could just hold it in my hand at whatever distance.
Naturally.
And I would just catch it. Now I'm not catching it no more. I've got two more, but I know the rule. So
the rule. I've got one that I didn't think of, but I can't even add it now.
I've got.
We'll let you.
So. Yeah, this one it has it. When I'm around young people, and they start using words, I've got no clue about.
Yeah, that's
like,
the
what?
one. Yeah,
Like yo,
your sauce.
That was kabizzles.
Yeah, that sounds Albanian.
And I was like, yeah. Looking for someone to just bring me in to what the word of today means.
Crazy.
This is how I know my ear's not to the ground in the playground anymore. So I'm not even going to do the honourable mention.
No, do it.
That's mine.
No, we'll let you.
Mine is there's no more catchy adverts.
That's a good point.
Your point.
No, that's a good point.
Good point.
I don't watch enough TV to even notice if they are.
All good theme tunes.
But catchy adverts, good themes, anything to say, oh, do you know what? I know this brand because I know the song or the advert behind the brand.
Yeah.
That's gone.
Yeah.
That's gone.
Cool. What was your other one?
My other one, and I'm gonna touch into that. So even if you did know the brand, and you went down from the bedroom to the kitchen to go and get the thing of the brand you wanted to get, you've forgotten what you went to the kitchen for.
Jeez.
You've gone downstairs. What did I come downstairs for? Was I hungry?
That's the ADHD kicking in.
That's
Right.
That happens to me too many times. I'll walk into a room and I've completely forgotten what I was meant to do.
Yeah. I've
That happens too often.
One more. My honourable thing for doing that is I'm doing the Lateef. What's your name again?
Yeah.
That's level.
I'm doing that now.
That's mad,
doing
you know.
that now.
I'm actually doing that as well.
That's
You know.
level.
Where do I know your face from, bruv? Like, I'm
That's
trying to think.
levels.
That's
When I got the
mad.
children round me,
Levels.
or like the youngest
And you
round
know
me,
what's
or my
so
cousins, I'm
crazy?
like,
Yeah.
oh, come here, man.
And you know what's so mad with
Or,
me, right?
or the,
Yeah.
go to the thing and get the thing out of it.
Yeah.
And bring it.
You know
Them
what's so
things
mad?
there.
It's like
I'm like,
sometimes
no, I'm
because
old now.
because of my comedy, like I think sometimes when I do stand up, people expect me to always remember who they are, and sometimes I'm having to filter through so many different people.
Yeah, of course. And
Especially with things like
environments.
Wahala, where it's like people didn't tell me, oh, I'm coming. People that I haven't seen for years.
Yeah.
I've had school friends turn up there that have come and be like, let's see if I'm like, Solar, like, oh shit, like, you know what I mean? So it's mad. So yeah, so that adds to that debacle completely, bro.
Final one. Mount Rushmore, because we're all old in here, I'd say old. Mount Rushmore of old school artists.
Yay.
Old school, any artist.
Mm.
All right. Mine,
Tongo.
Michael Jackson.
man went for the Joker card straight away.
Michael Jackson is
MJ.
the juggler. Yeah. Then it's gonna be
Is this him forgetting the people's names?
No. Although he's still around now, Barrett Killer.
Mm.
I swear you're forgetting people's names. You know?
I'm trying to picture the people then.
You see it there?
No, picture the people
You
then.
see it there?
Yeah.
Mount Rushmore. I'd say what am I name again?
Is he a dancehall artist?
Luther Vandross
That's 3.
Mm.
One more.
and
We can come back to you for your 4th, you know.
no.
Yeah, it's taking too long.
I can't do that, but I'll get him in a second. Go ahead.
Lateef.
You see MJ, yeah. Listen, it's just there's nobody touching him in it. So he's automatically on mine. Or he's because he's a Michael Jackson. Luther Vandross. I grew up with a brother called Dion Millwood. Big up Dion, man. And he was a Luther fanatic, blood. And that was my first inkling into hearing a voice that just had everything.
Mm.
And I fell in love with that brother. I said, this brother is a goddamn singer, mate. Michael Luther. Who else would I say now is on there? I was thinking of somebody. You see that? I would definitely say Biggie, you know. I would say Biggie.
That's 3.
I would say Biggie. Can I give an explanation as to why I would say
Go on.
Biggie? Is that
Yeah,
time?
sure.
Yep.
Because I knew nothing about this guy. Yeah. And then I just heard someone put a tape in. I remember seeing the CD cover thinking, what's this little baby with an afro? What's this? This is different. I put it in and I was thinking, how is this brother sounding so smart with these metaphors and these turn of words that he's using, and he's doing metaphors on brands, covet the wife Kleenex for the kids' tears. We used to fuss when the landlord dissed us. No heat, wonder why Christmas missed us. I'm like, I've never heard anyone do these kind of rhymes before. Fell in love with Biggie. Biggie was my man. That's 3, right?
Yeah.
And then I've got to probably say, and this is based on Dion as well, Dion Millwood as well, big up Dion, and Dewey Millwood, R.I.P., who I grew up with when I was very, very small, Bob Marley. Because Dewey was, again, a Bob Marley freak. And I just remember listening to all of those Bob Marley tunes. And what made Bob Marley on my list is the fact that years from now, you play a Bob Marley tune anywhere, you drop a One Love, you drop Redemption Song, any of his tunes, that whole place just becomes, that room, whoever's in it, doesn't matter where they're from in the world, everyone just becomes one heartbeat, bro. And that's rare for any artist to do. Drop a Bob Marley tune anywhere now, fam. You'll see what happens.
You're right.
I could
Can
add
I do
another
that
3 or 4 more.
Can I do my
No.
one? Can I do my
What's
one?
the last one?
It's technically it's not a person, it's a group,
Go on.
but Public Enemy.
Okay.
Jeez.
So you
Good
can use
shout.
the logo for them, but Public Enemy.
Yeah.
Because for me, when I was young, the way they kicked down doors, the way they didn't care about nothing, the way that everyone wanted to get a clock around their neck. Everyone was doing that dance. Everyone was talking like Flavor Flav.
They were phenomenal, bro.
They gave you 2 aspects of fashion because there was the military look, but then there was the Flavor Flav where anything
Yeah,
you want, wild,
yeah.
colourful, baggy,
Absolutely.
Chelsea, whatever. But the lyrics, the impact, the pride that they gave you of being black. So much.
Okay.
So much about them.
That's your 4th one.
Yeah.
Citrus.
I'm trying to step out of the box. So,
But you know, if I still talk my box, bro.
So-
Roy.
So many.
artists that out of the box artists.
Yeah.
I'm gonna highlight that. I'm gonna start off with Daddy Freddie.
Bomba.
So for those that don't know who Daddy Freddie was, he was a dancehall artist
Is even.
From
that
UK.
that had the record for speaking the fastest, and he did it live on Blue Peter.
Yes.
Wow.
And I remember coming home from school knowing he was going to be on Blue Peter. I just focused and fixed in on it, and I remember that when he was spitting lyrics, there was someone trying to count the words, and it was all mad from the Guinness World of Records. And you know,
I remember that.
you had someone official there just with a book.
Record breakers.
Yeah.
Record, no, but it was on Blue
yeah.
Peter.
Yes.
So there might have been someone from Record Breakers on Blue Peter.
Yeah.
So that for me, it just sticks
I
in.
remember that still.
So Daddy Freddie was number 1. So number 2 is when I was a bit older, but it was a transitional point in my life. I'm gonna stay with Stevie Hyper D. So from the jungle days, I just remember going to the jungle raves that we weren't meant to go to, and Stevie Hyper was touching the mic. It was pandemonium.
There's
And
a
this
film,
was
there's a film
30
coming out.
years ago.
There's a film coming out about his life, I believe.
Seriously?
Yeah, there's a film
Mad.
coming out about his life. I'm sure I saw a trailer about it. So
That's
if
gonna
it
be
does
mad.
come out,
I'm
that
on
will
that.
be something
Crazy.
really
I'll
good to
be
watch
on that.
still.
So there's that. The third one, I've actually done a split when I know we're not allowed to do, so I'm going to come back to it. The fourth one, when you said artist, the first person that came into my head was actually Rolf Harris,
Wow.
Wow.
because of can you guess what it is yet? And then my man in, I think it was called Rolf's Cartoon Club,
Yes.
would just start drawing something. It wouldn't look like anything, but the next minute it's Bugs Bunny, and then he just press play, and now a cartoon's playing. And I was just in my whole element as a child. Whatever he did
And
after
he was
that,
No, Rolf Harris was a genius of his day, bro.
he just did all of that
Amazing.
stuff. So there's that. And now the last one,
The split gone.
it's a coin flip, but homage to my mum, because my mum loved listening to Gregory Isaac.
Yeah.
And in my household, on a Sunday when we were cleaning up, it was my mum would volume +10, whatever it was, because this how old we are. The amp had a big volume button. You didn't have a little one.
This.
It was a big volume button, so you had to just and
crank it.
that would just
Crank
be, even
it.
though I didn't like it at the time, it just dripped into my mind. And that is the
So
number 4.
what's
You
the
know
other
what?
flip
Can I-
of the coin?
Yeah.
What's the other flip of the coin?
The coin bit.
So my other one was the Pet Shop Boys.
Do you know what? I
Interesting.
thought of them. I thought of,
Eastern Girls and West
I thought
End.
of Aha.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pet Shop Boys. Even though I didn't even like it, it was just
You
on
did.
top of the pops.
No, like you did.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
I'll be honest. It was on top of the pops, and then the chart show.
Yeah.
You know, it was just, and then
Rotational music.
it was just there. Just this was before we didn't listen to Radio 1 or any. It was just on
No,
the
it's
telly,
just station.
and it was just there.
Pirate stations.
So
Do you
for
know
me,
one person?
shout
No,
goes out to
that's and that Pet Shop Boy thing. I totally get where you're coming from with that, because that was echoing as well in my childhood. You see, Sade, yeah,
Yeah,
Sade.
Sade, yeah.
Yeah.
Sade is a minuscule away from that Mount Rushmore for me, yeah. Because of just her essence, how she influenced the Americans. People forget how
she was
revered
British.
she
I
was in
didn't
America.
realise, yeah.
Right, that's number one. Number two, I was listening to a couple of her tunes, like, for example, Is It a Crime is one of my favourite songs of all time. And I'm listening to Is It a Crime, and I'm just hearing, it's the epitome of music. If you want to ever listen to any song that encapsulates and embodies what instrumentation is, that is elite. That's an elite record. There's only a few records I can say that are elite records. Is It a Crime is just, it will just transcend you. Bro, be lean, be drunk, be tired, and listen to that tune, bruv, and see where that takes your mind to, bro.
Nice.
So she's so close.
She's on your corner of the mountain.
She's creeping. Jodeci on the other side.
Yeah.
Jodeci on the other side as well,
He's
bro.
reaching too far.
Yeah, he's reaching too
But
far.
okay,
I've
said it.
I got another question as well.
So my form, first and foremost, and shouts out to my dad because I've actually just got to change it now. Shouts out to my dad because he played these two artists every Saturday afternoon. First of all, King Sunny Ade.
Oh my
If you're a
God.
Nigerian and you do not know who King Sunny Ade is, you didn't go to Nigerian parties, you
And you're
didn't
not
have it played
Nigerian
in the
anymore.
house, you're not Nigerian.
That's
King Sunny
Don't
Ade.
forget this song.
Listen, that is, I can't not put him on the Mount Rushmore. No way. Number one. Number two, again, because of my dad, George Benson. Every single Saturday, George Benson's getting played. That's number two. Number three, I would have Biggie on there because Biggie, for me, influential music was crazy. And 100%. The last artist I've got is Mary J. Blige. Totally changed how R&B was for me, even more so than Jodeci. For me, that's my fault.
Okay.
But this,
before you go to the clip,
go on.
This pick a coin. Flip the coin. Is it heads or tails?
Heads.
Heads is MC Hammer.
I was thinking of it, you know. Go on. Who was on tails?
Tails was
Vanilla Ice. But all right, carry on.
No, I remember forget his name now. Oh,
you see?
I'm old, man.
Can't be that great.
I'm old.
Can't be that great.
He's definitely old.
And just remember.
Yes. No, before we even go into that, so we know you've got some things coming up. Where can we find you? If we want to now, no, sorry, I say if we want to now, where are we going to get the eMpTy podcast tickets that we're going to catch you on stage?
What I always do is every single month I put my gig list up on my
So where are we going to catch you over the next month?
So the next month, gosh, what are we now? This is the 8th.
Beginning of April.
Beginning of April. So I have a lot of mainstream stuff. So that's like the club circuit. So I've got like Top Secret Comedy Club in Covent Garden that's coming up. Then I've got a couple of things in Brighton and stuff like that scattered around. May, again, the Wahalas are kicking in. So if you happen to be in Bristol, Leeds, Cardiff, come true. And then I'm just booking. I'm just booking as I'm going along, man.
One thing you haven't mentioned, you see how he's trying to like put it to the side? He's forgotten to mention he's now a musical artist and he has a track on the WYFL rhythm. He tried to like put it to the side.
Do you know how that came about? Yeah,
The Wi-Fi rhythm.
So how that came about was I kept on hearing this tune and I was like, I kept on hearing the intro and I thought, I like this intro. This intro is pretty dope. And during lockdown, I've done a lot of parody videos where I was just kind of just using old tracks and just making like comedic songs on them. And then I saw Michael Dapper's version on the, and I said to myself, this is good. But if he can do that, I can do that.
You want to come with a Niger version?
Not even so much even that. I just thought, let me just write something that I feel will complement the rhythm in it, and I feel that will just kind of just be nice. And obviously, I love editing, so I thought, I want to make a nice sort of transitional video where like the fonts are different, take a dig at Tottenham Hotspur and all that kind of stuff. Big up a few people, little punchlines in there. Big up Northwest London where I'm from originally. Boom, boom, boom. And I think it's quite a nice piece of work.
Where are you based now? You said North London.
Oh, so I'm in East now. I'm in East London now.
Gang.
But you know what's so mad though is like, and obviously us man would know, like, you know, even though man is from south, east, northwest, or whatever, we're from London, bro.
Yeah.
So I represent everywhere. And I say that because back in the day, and I'll even go back Trocadero, back in the day where it all began.
Jesus.
Yeah. We were all just London boys, bruv.
Yeah.
So there was certain man in Brixton I was partying with. I was partying with a couple Peckham man here and there.
Yeah.
Man from Kensal Rise,
Same.
Stonebridge. You understand me?
Yeah, man.
Bricky. So we all would Walthamstow, you know, Hackney. So we were all kind of just merged as one, innit? Even though we were from our individual areas. And back then, everyone stylistically was very, very different. People used to see people from Northwest, Stonebridge, Church Road, St. Ralph's, Harlesden. I remember one of my boys came from North one time and he called us Clown Town. And I was busted up. I mean, what do you mean by Clown Town? Because everyone's busting baggy jeans and hockey tops. So he used to call us Clown Town. And then, which was hilarious to me at the time, but then you would go to kind of obviously Brixton and then you go to Hackney and Tottenham and everyone's straights and Reebok classics with Moschino drip. So we had very much an individual kind of aspect. But with all that being said, when we came together, we were just London. We all represented London and we're all from everywhere.
That is the one. And this has been the eMpTy Podcast. Don't forget to catch us Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, everything, TikTok,
YouTube.
The eMpTy Podcast. Make sure you're following. And if you haven't subscribed now, don't let us come through the camera and have to give you a slap and a double slap back. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel.
You know when you've been tangled. You know the ones there.
Exactly.
If you know, you know, bro.
Them old school ones there. Them old school ones
I
there.
have to get a box in the face.
Listen. But this has been the eMpTy Podcast. Shouts out to Lateef Lovejoy, our guest for the day. Round of applause.
Big up.
And don't forget, if the glass ain't half full, it's empty.
empty.
Yeah.